but the truth in this impeachment proceeding?
Solemnly swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth in this impeachment proceedings. So help me God.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyway, Attorney Capacite, you were asked to come in connection with the requirements for the application of for the position of Chief Justice, and this is a requirement of the JBC to submit the SALN for 10 years prior to the application. Will you please inform this committee if you have a copy of the SALNs of the Chief Justice submitted to the Judicial and Bar Council?
A pleasant good afternoon, Your Honors. I am here appearing before this honorable committee to respectfully inform Your Honors that the subpoena issued by this committee for me to submit the SALNs which were submitted by the Honorable Chief Justice Maria Lourdes P. Sereno when she applied for the position of Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, as well as other documents relative to this SALNs, was referred by me to the Executive Committee of the Judicial and Bar Council, composed of the regular members. And the consensus yesterday of the regular members was to take this up and discuss this in the NBank meeting on December 7, 2017, or this coming Thursday. And this is so because in the resolution of the Supreme Court dated June 13, 2012, the Supreme Court laid down guidelines on the release of SALNs and other documents pertaining to members of the judiciary. And it is on the basis of this resolution that in August 2012, the Judicial and Bar Council referred to the Supreme Court a certain request for the SALNs of the candidates for the Chief Justice post who were members of the Supreme Court. And so we will be awaiting for the action of the Judicial and Bar Council and of the Supreme Court if ever the subpoena is referred to the court. And may I also respectfully manifest that I am not the repository or the official custodian of the SALNs and other documents of applicants for judicial posts, such as those of the Chief Justice.
And who would this custodian be? Can you please inform this committee of the name of this custodian for the proper issuance of another subpoena?
Your Honors, it is the Office of Recruitment, Selection, and Nomination, which has the control and custody of documents pertaining to all applicants.
And who is this, the head of this recruitment and selection office?
It is headed, Your Honors, by the chief of office of this ORSN is Attorney Socorro Inting.
Okay. Now, my only question is, the Supreme Court had already issued a resolution allowing the justices or members of the Supreme Court and even its officers to appear before this committee. In fact, Justice De Castro did appear already, and so is Attorney Marquez. Are you not covered by that resolution that it would now require again another JBC unbank discussion?
Your Honors, I received an invitation last November 24 for me to appear and to answer the allegation on relating to the alleged rather the manipulation of the short list in the Hardulesa case, and this was referred to the Supreme Court, but it is also in the agenda of the Judicial and Bar Council this coming Thursday. So I'm also awaiting the action of the council on this. And moreover, I cannot, as I have stated in my letter, which I sent to your Honor's office, I was not present in all these three meetings wherein the candidacy of Justice Hardileza was tackled, and I was not the one who prepared or the minutes, nor I am the repository of the minutes.
I confirm that you know, many times in the past where JBC unbank hearings were conducted when the staff, or I mean those who are not members, whether ex officio or regular members of JBC, are excluded from the NBank deliberation. So anyway, I will put that on notice, and so you will have your hearing on Thursday. Is that it?
Thursday.
So we await
Yes,
and we
sir.
do respect the policies, rules, and regulations of the JBC and of the Supreme Court. But then again, as I pointed out in my opening remarks, we are urging the Supreme Court to already promulgate these rules that will provide the guidelines on who and who to attend and what to submit to this committee, so that we will be well guided by it. So anyway, thank you, Attorney
Mr. Chair.
Capacite, and unless other members are have questions.
Yeah,
Go
before
ahead.
we will let the resource speaker excuse from further testifying into this hearing, it is this representation who moved and who caused for the issuance of that subpoena ad testificandum and susticum to this resource speaker in relation to the sal-in of the Chief Justice when she applied as Chief Justice before the GBC. Now, my first clarificatory question is that what in-bank decision you are referring to? Is this a Supreme Court in-bank or GBC Council?
JBC, Your Honor po.
Okay, and then is it in the policy or also in the rules of procedure in the GBC, like that of the Supreme Court, that before you could appear in any administrative body who has that power to issue this coercive process, that it must also be referred to the council before you as a government official could appear before that administrative body or this legislative body conducting this hearing?
Your Honor, this is the first time that I received a subpoena coming from this honorable committee, and it's really the policy of the Judicial and Bar Council to first tackle administrative matter in the EXECOM or Executive Committee level, which is composed of the honorable regular members of the JBC, and when it is not resolved there, or for ratifications, also refer to the council and bank for discussion and further deliberation or for resolution.
So it is exactly similar to that of the Supreme Court.
I think so, Your Honors.
Okay, and you said that you are not the custodian of the sal-in records or relevant records of any applicants in the GBC, and you're referring to that division, Office of the Recruitment. Is this Office of the Recruitment, although a division, but part of the Judicial Secretariat where you are the head?
Your Honor, there are four operating offices in the JBC. And these are my office, the Office of the Executive Officer, and another is the Office of the Recruitment, Selection and Nomination, and two other offices. And these four offices are under the supervision, respectively, of the four regular members of the JBC. Like my office is under the supervision of the Excom chairperson.
So, to cut you short, this office of the recruitment is not under your office. The
It's
head
not.
of this is not within the coverage of the mandate of your office.
It's not under my supervision, po, Your Honor.
If that is the case, Mr. Chair, then
What is the
I
pleasure
move
of- yeah,
that
please.
this committee will issue another subpoena ad testificandum and to sisticum to the head of that office of the recruitment committee of the Judicial Bar Council in order that the issues that we need to be clarified and we need to take into consideration can be properly addressed.
Let the subpoena be issued to Attorney Socorro Inting. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
To bring to this hearing or to this committee the requested document similar to the earlier subpoena issued. Congressman Kit?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Madam, good afternoon po.
Good
ma'am.
afternoon po.
Apo, I do recall, Mr. Chair, if I'm not mistaken, that we did subpoena Madam Capacite for not just on the issue of the JBC, but on other matters, not only on the issue of the Salen, but on other matters. And if it was pointed out to me by my staff that she did write us a letter. Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Your Honor.
If may I be refreshed as to the contents of that letter?
It was actually, with all due respect, it was not a subpoena, it was an invitation.
Yes, an invitation. I'm sorry, I stand corrected.
Yes, an invitation for me to appear before this honorable committee to answer allegations on the manipulation of the short list.
Okay.
The short list regarding Justice Hardileza, and I replied that I was not present during the meetings wherein the candidacy of Justice Hardileza was taken up or discussed, and that I was not the one who prepared the minutes, nor I am the custodian or repository of the minutes
Okay.
of that
Who,
session.
if I may ask, ma'am, who is the custodian or who did take the minutes of that particular meeting?
It was in an executive session, so if it's an executive session, the secretariat, the consultants are not they are excused, they are asked to leave, and only the regular members and ex officio members are present. So
But there were minutes taken, I presume? And
yes, Your Honor.
who would be the person who could enlighten us as to the matter of these deliberations?
Your Honor, as far as I know, it was one of the regular members of the JBC who prepared the minutes.
Mr. Chair, maybe what I'm trying to lead to, Mr. Chair, is maybe we should invite on that particular issue the member or the person who was responsible for taking down the minutes of that particular executive session or that particular meeting, Mr. Chair.
We will issue the necessary invitation and or subpoena at the proper time.
Yes,
There will
Mr.
be a unbanked session of the JBC on Thursday, and I intend to appear and be present in that unbanked hearing. So then I will raise these points during this particular unbanked session.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I would really prefer if the actual note taker or the person who wrote the minutes, who took down the minutes, would be requested or would be invited to attend to enlighten us on that matter. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. No more
We'll take
questions.
note of that and
Thank you.
we'll act accordingly. Thank you, Congressman Belmonte.
Mr. Chair,
Congressman Veloso.
Attorney Capacite,
Yes, Your Honor.
Section 8, Paragraph 3, Article 8 of the Constitution says, the clerk of the Supreme Court shall be the secretary ex officio of the council and shall keep a record of its proceedings. Yeah.
Yes, Your
Now, when you speak of proceedings, submission of SALN is a part of that. The reason I'm asking this is I would like also to bring the attention of the committee to the possibility that the clerk of the Supreme Court as ex officio secretary is in custody of these papers. Kasi parang nagkakapasahan tayo eh.
Your Honors, the ex officio secretary of the council, who is the clerk of court of the Supreme Court, is the custodian of the minutes of en banc meetings. But with respect to application documents, they are under the control or possession of the Office of Recruitment, Selection, and Nomination.
That's why, hindi kasama yan sa tinatawag na proceedings under the Constitution.
Yes, Your Honor. The
And
proceed-
you're referring this time to Attorney Socorro Enting?
Yes, she's the chief of the ORSN, or the Office of Recruitment, Selection, and Nomination.
Next point. At whose initiative, kasi sinabi kanina ni Chairman na nagbigay na ng clearance ang Supreme Court, not even only to the rank and file employees or the non-justices employees of the Supreme Court, pati pa yung mga justices binigyan na ng clearance to testify here. Pagkatapos sasabihin ngayon ng JBC, hingi na naman kami ng clearance sa Supreme Court. Sino bang nag-initiate ng position na yan ng JBC na kailangan kumuha tayo ng clearance na naman sa Supreme Court?
That is the precedent, Your Honor, because last time that was in 2012, there was a request for the SALNs of the candidates for the Chief Justice post, and because of that resolution of the Supreme Court, the JBC referred that request to the court.
Immaterial po yan, Attorney Capacity. Kasi ang pinag-uusapan natin, did you, excuse me, did you hear the chairman when he said, binigyan na po ang lahat ng mga empleyado ng Korte Suprema, kasamang justices, ng authority to appear here. Pagkatapos sa labasadin, sasabihin mo na, hindi, sabi pa kasi ng JBC, may executive session sila, kailangan humingi na naman ng clearance. Sino ang nag-initiate yan? Yung 2012 na yan, wala po tayo doon. Ang tanong ko po sino ba ang nagsabi sa JBC na humingi na naman tayo ng clearance?
With respect to the invitation for me to appear here, it was agreed by the JBC regular members that this be taken up first by the JBC as an independent body, albeit it's under the supervision of the Supreme Court. Because the JBC has also its own rules and guidelines, and it has its own policies.
Tanong lang, kasi there are 7 members ng JBC. Lahat ba po sila ang nagsabi na kumuha muna tayo ng clearance sa Supreme Court, or only majority of the members of the JBC?
Majority of the executive committee of the JBC. That's why when there are administrative matters, these are taken up first by the EXECOM, or the executive committee of the JBC, and then it's placed in the agenda for the NBank, for the Council NBank to discuss. And the Council NBank now includes the ex officio members who are the Secretary of Justice, the representative from Congress.
So yung sinasabi mong executive committee, ito yung 4 regular members.
Yes, Your Honor.
At saka wala na, itong 4 lang.
Yes.
Ito yung executive committee.
Yes po, Your Honor.
Oh, I see. So ibig sabihin, ginawa nila ito dahil sa akala nila, independent body sila ng Korte Suprema, they are not bound by the authority given by the Supreme Court. Ganun po ba?
Your Honors, I don't think that that is the reason, with all due respect, that the reason, I guess, I think, is that it is to apprise also the ex officio members in that NBank meeting about this matter, and for them also to give their inputs, and for the JBC perhaps to be able to set forth its guidelines when matters like this arise also in the future, for the guidance of the JBC.
More than precedence is the constitutional mandate po ng konstitusyon na kami ay magkaroon ng impeachment proceeding, that we can even subpoena justices of the Supreme Court not in their capacity as a justice but in their capacity as a plain witness. Yun po. So, kung yan ang sinasabi mo, mapipilitan kami ngayon magpasubpoena sa, mag-move ako mismo that the 4 regular members of the JBC be subpoenaed to appear here. Kasi dinidefine nila, nire-railroad nila in a sense ang impeachment proceeding natin dito. I don't like to use the term railroad naman, ano. Pero parang lumalabas na mas mataas pa sila sa Korte Suprema, para pag sinasabi ayaw namin, because if we do not fix this problem now, darating ang panahon na sila mismo ay mag-o-order na huwag ipalabas yung hinihingi ng impeachment committee na mga dokumento ng JBC. Hindi naman kami talaga pupunta sa puntong JBC, Attorney Capacete, kasi yung UP, yung Human Resource Officer ng UP, sinabi 2002 lang po ang meron silang record ng SALN ni Respondent Sereno. So, we expected na baka ibinigay na kagad sa ombudsman. But we have already response. Sabi ng ombudsman, wala sila. So ito kasi yung tinitingnan namin. Remember that meron tayong mga requirements before you can even be considered as an applicant sa JBC. Ma-judge ka, applicant ka for justice ng Sandigan Bayan, Court of Appeals, lalo na sa Korte Suprema. If in your rule sinasabi the last 10 years, 2010, so aatras tayo ng, 1999. Kung hindi nyo ma-represent yung SALN, anong ibig sabihin yan? Nag-obstruct kayo ng justice?
Anyway, Vice Chair Veloso, I think this is not the proper party to answer that. In the first place, he's not in custody. And the Secretary of the JBC Bank is Attorney Anama, who is also the Clerk of Court of the Supreme Court. So, they're just officers who are serving regular members of the JBC. We'll put this on notice. Anyway, I intend to attend the hearing of the JBC on Thursday, and so this representation would be able to figure out what really is the way forward to obtain this documents. After all, there was already a resolution of the Supreme Court on the matter that, again, I will raise before the Council Anbang. So,
Thank
so
you,
that
Mr.
we can
Chair.
proceed. Anything else before we proceed? Anyway, we have issued already a subpoena to Attorney Socorro Inting to produce this document. So we will know by Thursday what will be the action to be taken on the matter. Anything else on Attorney Capacite? If there is none, then Attorney Capacite, you're now excused, and we'll see you on Thursday.
Yes, Your
And
Honor.
we will now proceed with our clarificatory question to be conducted by Congressman Rab.
Thank you, Your Honors.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Justice Midas Marquez, despite the 271 resolutions that you say were consistent, that consistently granted the survivorship, it is also true that the issues remain to be contentious because there were others who came up with another resolution.
Not on that sole issue, Your Honor. Not on that particular issue where the judge died prior to the effectivity of RA 9946.
You mean on the retroactive effect of the law?
Yes, Your Honor. Not on that issue.
So there were no contention on this adverse or different opinions on this matter? Are you sure?
I would think so, Your Honor, because even after even the decision of the Supreme Court itself, promulgated on September 19, 2017, the court was unanimous in stating that there is no need to revisit this issue at this moment.
Why was it necessary for the court to say there is no need to revisit? That only says that there were contentions on this matter.
Only between and among the members of the committee, but not among the justices of the court who are supposed to rule on the matter.
Now, but it was only finally resolved on September 17 under AM 17-08-01.
September 19, Your Honor.
Okay. September 2017.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Were there any other issues that prompted the creation of this special committee?
I wouldn't have knowledge on that, Your Honor, because I was not informed of the creation of the committee until I found out that the committee was created and 2 TWGs were organized under it.
So, you do not know of any other issues arising under RA 9946 that could have caused the delay in the resolution of these applications?
Not on the 29 applications that I've listed in my letter of January 12, 2017, Your Honor.
Going back to those 5 cases that you say were resolved immediately, I don't see a caption as to what kind of application were they. Were these about survivorship?
Yes, Your Honor. All those 271...
No, I'm talking about the 5 that you said you randomly took out.
Correct, Your Honor, because the 5 were taken from the 271 petitions or applications. So all those 271 petitions or applications concern judges who died prior to the effectivity of 9946.
Did you, as OCAB, make any recommendation as to the regarding the issues on the matter?
I didn't get the question, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
Did you, as OCA make any recommendations to the Supreme Court or to the Chief Justice regarding the issues?
All applications are filed before the Office of the Court Administrator. We make sure, before making our recommendations, we make sure that all the requirements are complete, and then we make our evaluation. And then, after the evaluation, we make our recommendation to the court and bank.
Can you recall having made a recommendation to the Chief Justice or the Supreme Court to revisit the guidelines for the implementation of RA 9946?
Not on the issue of retroactivity of judges who are entitled to these benefits and who died prior to the effectivity of this law.
Nonetheless, what was that issue that you came up with?
I remember coming asking the court, no, or I remember coming up with a recommendation on another issue, no, wherein the judge who died had not yet had the required number of years of service. Like let's say we have two judges, no, who were killed, and I wanted, or my recommendation was for their spouses, no, to also be given survivorship benefits. So it has nothing to do with the retroactivity of RA 9946.
But nonetheless, these are issues that could have delayed the retirement benefits.
It should not delay the retirement benefits where it is very clear that these judges whose or the surviving spouses, no, the judges had the required number of years in the service. So that's a totally different issue.
You've always maintained that there were no contending issues when it comes to survivorship benefits. Yet, in AM number 17-08-01-SC, through Justice Martires, it states here, in view of the court's varying rulings in the grant of survivorship benefits in the three cases, the Office of the Court Administrator, through its memorandum dated 26 October 2015, recommended a revisit of RAC 81-2010 to adopt the Albor case.
Yes, Your Honor, but that is a different situation because in that situation, the judge did not have the required years of service. That's why what we were saying for that particular situation, if the judge did not have the required years of service, that still retirement benefits or survivorship benefits be given to the spouse on a pro rata basis. Like let's say what happened to our judge who was killed, who was murdered. Kawawa naman po yung wife kung wala siyang matatanggap kasi hindi naman niya kasalanan na pinatay siya. So, ang aming pong recommendation doon, bigyan po ng survivorship benefit yung naiwang asawa, pero prorated to the number of service, number of years that this particular judge rendered. But in the other 271 instances, Your Honor, wala pong issue doon. Lahat po sila, pasok po, qualified po. Kaya dapat po, yung 29 cases na I listed, dapat po mabilis lang yun. At yun din po ang sinabi ni Justice Martires dun sa kanyang ponensya, dun sa kanyang resolution, which was a unanimous decision by the court and bank. There is no need to revisit this issue at this point or at this time.
Okay. You mentioned these 29 cases that should have been resolved. Looking at it, under the column submitted to the NBank, Okay? Then the date. It was then comes the other column where it was resolved. Okay? And the delay seems to appear there. So where is the delay committed by the committee, caused by the committee here?
Your Honor, as I've presented, it took more than almost 2 years or around 2 years before the case was calendared for deliberation in the en banc session. August 8, 2017 po ang unang date na this case was calendared for deliberation by the court en banc. Prior to that, it was not submitted to the en banc. So, siguro po, ang makakapagsabi niyan, yung members of the committee, kung kailan nila sinubmit sa court en banc. Because from our records, we can only, the records that we have, only show when we gave it to the court en banc. And after that, it was given to the committee. So, kailan po binalik ng committee sa court en banc for the justices to deliberate? Because from what I've seen, August 8 lang po nagsimula eh. In fact, the court en banc was fast because in just a month's time, the court en banc was able to resolve these issues. August 8 po unang na en banc, September 19, meron na po silang unanimous resolution. More or less, a little over a month.
But still, what you're saying is the delay could have been in the committee, yet you have not submitted any document stating when it was received by the committee, and at most what you have shown here is the delay committed by the en banc.
I beg to disagree, Your Honor.
Where is it in your presentation that shows that it was received by the committee on this particular date and it was not presented to the en banc
That's right,
within
Your
a
Honor.
certain period?
That's right, Your Honor. So, what I'm saying is maybe the best resource person to say when they submitted it to the court en banc would be the committee members, not myself, Your Honor. I was very candid in that. I said I did not know when the committee submitted it to the court en banc, but what I know is the en banc first deliberated on it on August 8. And after its first deliberation on August 8, in 1 month's time, or a bit more than a month, it was resolved by the Supreme Court. Unanimous decision. 27-page resolution. That is fast.
From what you have shown in your presentation, it was not that fast. There were delay of 1 year, 2 years plus, 11 months.
Kasi nga po, naiwan yun sa committee.
Committee, it was already submitted to the en banc, as you have shown there.
No,
But
Your
when
Honor.
you say it was naiwan sa committee, you have not shown when it was
Siguro,
submitted to the committee.
Your Honor, can you specifically refer to the point that you want to raise? You said merong presentation dito, paki-print mo nga
Yes, that
yung
one.
presentation
Pending
para
applications.
we will be precise on the dates. Yeah.
Ayan.
Okay.
Oh. Date referred to en banc, March 30, 2016. Time elapsed until November 6, 2017. 1 year, 7 months, and 8 days.
Napaliwanag ko po kanina yon, papaliwanag ko po ulit. Sinubmit po ng Office of the Court Administrator March 30, 2016 sa Court en banc. Okay?
Not to the committee.
Not to the committee.
Okay.
Okay. Prior to the creation of the committee, that was the procedure. After an evaluation and recommendation is made by the court administrator, it is submitted to the court en banc. Prior to the creation of the committee and the 2 TWGs, okay, that particular application and recommendation by the Office of the Court Administrator is raffled and referred to the justice or member in charge. Now, after the creation of the committee and the organization of the 2 TWGs, after we submitted to the court en banc on March 30, 2016, it was referred to the committee. and maybe the TWG. Doon po nagtagal. Ngayon, pagkatapos po nilang pagdesisyonan, kasi katulad po nung nasabi nung desisyon, meron ho silang conflicting recommendations. Sinubmit po nila pareho yung conflicting recommendations sa court and bank, sa mga justices. That is why, in that decision, Your Honor, you will see, and second paragraph of the decision, sinasabi na dito, merong memorandum A at merong memorandum B. Kasi hindi nga po magkasundo yung members ng committee. Nakalagay po dito, in a memorandum dated 11 July 2017, the special committee submitted for this court's consideration. So, kung ang date po ng memorandum, July 11, 2017, they could not have submitted this to the court and banks for its deliberation prior to July 11. It could have been after. So, kami po nag-submit March 30, 2016. Ang date po ng memorandum, July 11, 2017. That's more than 1 year.
So it remains, from what you have stated, that the issue still remains to be contentious.
Sa committee members po, na hindi justices ng Supreme Court.
Okay.
I submit,
So
Your Honor.
the committee, by the way, was created by 3 justices?
It was
I
signed by
recall.
3 justices, Your Honor, including the Chief Justice.
Oh, yes, but not just the Chief Justice.
Oh, Your Honor, the Chief Justice, the chairperson of the 2nd Division, and the chairperson of the 3rd Division.
And I recall you answering in the affirmative when asked, but it was the Chief Justice who created the TWDs.
In my 25 or 26 years in the Supreme Court, Your Honor, whenever a committee is created, it is almost always at the instance of the Chief Justice. And then it is signed by the 2 other senior justices. But I also said earlier, in this particular instance, I am not aware or I do not have knowledge at whose instance this committee was created.
Well, a point of information, the creation of the TWG, 2 TWGs, were made upon recommendation of the special committee, headed by Anna Lee R. Papa Gombio, a Deputy Clerk of Court and Executive Officer, Chairperson, Special Committee on Retirement and Civil Service Benefits.
Yes, Your Honor, that is also borne by the records.
Okay. So you are aware of this after all?
Of the creation of the committee. Yes, Your Honor.
I mean, creation of
I'm sorry, creation of the TWG.
You are aware that it was upon recommendation of the committee?
I have here, I was able to get a copy, of the creation of a technical working group of the Special Committee on Retirement and Civil Service Benefits.
So, if you are aware of this, why didn't you say so? Why did you say that upon my experience, it is normally by the Chief Justice?
Your Honor, we have to distinguish a committee and a TWG. A
Okay.
committee is what I said earlier, it is normally created or signed or approved by 3 justices. But the TWG is normally just approved by the Chief Justice.
Yes, but my question was on the TWG. My question was, isn't it that fact that you answered in the affirmative when asked, is it not the Chief Justice who created the TWG? And said, from my experience, so on and so forth.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I stand corrected. I was referring to a committee. But for TWG, it's normally the Chief Justice.
TWG.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's normally. And you are aware of this recommendation by the special committee.
Later on, when I made inquiries on why these cases have remained pending and was not being acted upon.
You mean later this morning? Because you were asked that question earlier.
Your Honor?
When you say later on, you only learned of this recommendation later on. But you were asked that very same question earlier this morning, and you were not entirely forthcoming when you said that.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I've always been truthful with my statements, Your Honor.
Yes, but which is which? You say that from your experience, it is the Chief Justice who creates the TWG, or that you were aware of this recommendation, and in fact, it is upon the recommendation of the committee. Which is which now?
I don't see any conflict there. It was upon the recommendation of the committee, but approved by the Chief Justice.
But not solely upon her own discretion.
Well, that's your conclusion, Your Honor. But it was approved by the Chief Justice upon the recommendation of the committee.
The question was it created by, initiated, or initiated?
Mr. Chair, I think the line of questioning is already argumentative. The Honorable Rocamora is arguing with Justice Midas Marquez, Your Honor.
I'm just trying to clarify because there seem to be two distinct answers.
That's already been answered. It has already been answered. So your line of questioning is already tantamount to arguing with the chief, with
No, it's not
with the
arguing.
Justice
It's giving him
Midas.
the opportunity to explain two inconsistent
Your Honor, maybe-
statements.
I think, gentlemen, I think the matter has been answered. If it is not clear to you, then you refer to the records because the records will be the best evidence. So, yung sinasabi is a recommendation, and a recommendation is what it is, a recommendation. It is not the approval itself because it is just a recommendation. So now, if you would want to say or impress upon this committee that there are other people involved, I guess that was answered, and that was through the recommendation of certain individuals. So can we go to another point
Yes,
rather than
yes.
argue with the witness?
In fact, I'm going to another point that's needs explanation from Justice Marquez, because there seem to be two inconsistent statements again.
Anyway, please wind up because you have more
Okay.
than consumed your time,
Now,
Your Honor.
When you were asked by Representative Marcolita that since you had members belonging to your office that also belong to the TWG, did you ask them or ask what had caused this delay? You mentioned that I cannot recall having conferred with them. Then later on, you said that as you were preparing your memorandum, you asked them as to what was happening there at the TWG. So now, which is which?
Let me clarify that, Your Honor. No? Because when the committee was created and eventually the TWGs were organized, I was not aware of the creation of the committee nor the organization of the two TWGs. I only came to know of the creation of the committee and the organization of the two TWGs when we received calls, no, from different individuals following up their applications for survivorship benefits. So, prior to the receipt of calls from different individuals, I never had the opportunity to confer with my officials, especially those two officials who were part or members of the committee, because I did not even know that they were part of the committee, and I did not even know that there was that committee until I received those calls, and that is the only time I made my inquiries. I made the research, and I found out that it was pending with the committee. So when I found out that these two officials were members of the committee, that was the only time I asked them, what is happening? Why is it that these applications, petitions have been pending for some time. They have remained unacted upon. And that is what they told me. Because there is an issue that they cannot resolve. And that was sometime, Your Honor, January, November, December 2016, January 2017. That is why I wrote the Chief Justice and I said, can you please, once and for all, I did not want to look into the merits of the case because I did not have, I'm not a member of the court. So I don't have any personality looking into the merits of the case. That is why I said in my letter, Your Honor, can you please, once and for all, decide on this issue with finality? Because our surviving spouses in their advanced ages are waiting.
Yeah.
Whether you grant or
may I
deny.
just interject, Attorney Marquez? This is the second time that I'm hearing this. Earlier on, you testified that you came to know for the first time of the creation of an ARCA or JDO, and that it was really the launching already of that JDO. And you were never involved in any way on the matter of the creation of the JDO, which should have been probably an adjunct of the OCA. Now, are you telling this committee again that in the same vein that you were surprised of the creation or the launching of the ARCAO and or JDO, you are again surprised that there was created a technical working group and you were never involved in the process, even to the point of your people in the office of the court administrator bypassing you and performing work on this technical working group which is not known to you at all. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, Your Honor, because of course the Chief Justice has prerogative with regard all the court personnel. So if I was not informed, then she can always create PWGs or come up with projects without really including the court administrator.
Are there other instances when this the Chief Justice had conducted herself in the same manner as disregarding the organizational structure and the people manning this for whatever reason? Is there any other instance that this happened?
Well, Your Honor, there were instances that the Chief Justice would go directly to the Deputy Court Administrator or sometimes direct to the Chief of Office under the Office of the Court Administrator.
And this happened how many times to your knowledge?
Well, a number of times, Your Honor. A number of times. I just can't give a ballpark figure right now.
Yeah, this is so unfortunate because we're talking here of the Supreme Court. We're talking here of the head of an agency and a head of agency disregarding, the structures and the institution and the hierarchies in the organization. So this is telling on how this branch of government is being managed and led. Anyway, thank you for those answers. Are you done, Congressman?
Just a matter of issuance of subpoena.
Okay, please, no, this is just an administrative matter. Subpoena of,
As I've always stated, before we issue a compulsory process, we should state at least that it is material, that it is necessary, and it is forthcoming, that it exists if it's a documentary evidence. So allow me to state, Mr. Chair, the reason why I want this document to be produced.
please.
The last time I asked Justice Midas Marquez if he ever signed any document confirming the appointment of Judge Eco as the temporary head of Arcao 7. And I said, yes, I can recall having signed that, but he doesn't have it in his possession. So I would like to ask, Your Honor, that a subpoena ducis tecum be issued to produce this document before this committee, Your Honor.
Do you have it with you, Attorney Marquez?
Not now, Your Honor. But I can have a copy produced, Your Honor. No problem.
So then we direct you to provide this under pain of contempt. So we need not issue a subpoena.
If
I will send it right away, Your Honor.
If I may be allowed to state why this is necessary, Your Honor, because it had been the contention that the Chief Justice had been trying to remove this office, JDO, from Arcao from OCA. But I was asking myself, if that is so, why was he required to affirm or confirm the appointment of Judge Ekong temporarily to JDO?
Honor,
You may answer that, Your Honor.
Your Honor, that it was not actually a confirmation, if I remember correctly. It was a recommendation that they requested me to sign after Administrative Order 175-2012 was issued. So the JDO was already created. Then Judge Ekong was already designated. And then I was requested to recommend her extension. So that was after the fact, Your Honor. But just the same, I will furnish the committee a copy of that recommendation, Your Honor.
I will ask further questions on the matter as he produces the document.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Congressman Rocamora. We now recognize Congressman Lechon, Vice Chair Lechon.
Well, in the meantime, Mr. Chair, I would like to yield first this slot, after the interpellation of Congressman Bilaro, I will again take that slot in view of his meeting at the Committee on Rules.
Thank you very much, Congressman Doy. Mr. Chairman, Justice Marquez, let me just go to that relevant portion in which the TWG was already created. My question is, can the Chief Justice supervise the activities of the TWG?
I would like to think so, Your Honor.
Follow-up question, Justice. Can the Chief Justice review the decisions of the TWG?
Your Honor, there are two TWGs. No?
TWGs.
Yes, Your Honor. One is the legal TWG, and then the other one is the TWG to screen the applicants. No?
Another corollary question, Mr. Justice. Can the Chief Justice overturn the decision of the TWG?
Well, technically, yes, Your Honor. But if we're going to follow the hierarchy, then the TWG will have to report to the committee, and then the committee will have to report to the court and bank. and the Chief Justice is a member of the court and bank. But of course, since members of the TWG and the committee, some of the members of the TWG and the committee are lawyers of the Chief Justice, then she can always confer with them.
So it appears, Mr. Justice, that the Chief Justice has some sort of control or supervision over the members of the TWG. Is that correct? Is that the correct impression?
That is possible, Your Honor.
Now, Justice Marquez, a while ago you cited data which states that the claims for survivorship benefits spanned already 2 years, 5 months, and 1 month. My question is, in this span of time, is the Chief Justice in any position to expedite the proceedings of these two TWGs?
Yes, I think so, Your Honor, because if the Chief Justice is made aware of certain delays, she can always order any court official to expedite the resolutions of or address those delays.
Justice Marquez, did you by any chance receive any notice from the Chief Justice telling you or the Office of the Court Administrator to expedite the proceedings in these two TWGs? In the course of those 2 years, 5 months, and 1 day?
I don't know, Your Honor. I did not receive any notice or directive from the Office of the Chief Justice to expedite the resolution of these applications. Because as far as we are concerned, actually, we have already submitted our recommendation.
Justice Marquez, your office was created by virtue of PD 828, the creation which created the Office of the Court Administrator. I think if you review the provisions of the law creating your office, the claim for survivorship benefits would fall under under the powers of the Office of the Court Administrator. But there is an impression that the creation of these TWGs is because of the desire of the present Chief Justice to do away with your office. What can you say about that?
Well, maybe, Your Honor, it can be looked at it from that angle. But the fact remains is that applications for retirement benefits are still filed in the Office of the Court Administrator, and we do preliminary evaluation on those and submit our recommendation to the Office of the Clerk of Court and Bank. After we submit our recommendation, then we don't know what happens next.
Just a final question, Justice Marquez. There's also an impression that the present Chief Justice does not want to give you powers with respect to the survivorship benefits because you're an appointee of Justice Corona. What can you say about that?
Your Honor, I've been with the court for more than 25 years. My latest appointment as court administrator was not by Chief Justice Corona, but was by the court and bank during the time of Chief Justice Puno.
Thank you, Justice. Before I leave, I apologize because I have leave for the Committee on Rules meeting. Just a point of additional information. I think we have to also to educate the public, the listening public, because in the battle in the media, social media or otherwise, there is an impression that I believe that there's so much is lost for the forest vis-a-vis the trees. Like dito po sa ang sinasabi nila, wala naman daw constitutional violation. But this instance, the job of this probable cause hearing is to see that there's also a constitutional violation. And in this case po, let me cite the provision cited by Justice Bilosa a while ago, Section 1, Article 11, Public Office of Public Trust, and that it is the duty of public officers to exercise utmost responsibility and efficiency. Ito po ang pinapatunayan natin dito na violation ng constitutional violation. Ang issue lang po dito is based from the facts presented is whether the violation is culpable. In the same parity po, I think we also have a duty to the public to educate them about the other constitutional violations kasi po parang nalilihis po sa discussion eh. Yung the past hearings po, ang tinatalakay po natin is to present facts on the violation of the principle of collegiality, which is a violation of Article 8, Section 1. So ito po yung constitutional violation dito na parang hindi po napakita. Doon naman po, another angle is usurpation of legislative powers. Article 6, Section 1. Yung po bang pag-create ng JDO, dapat Kongreso lang pwedeng mag-create nun. So ito pong probable cause hearing, ito is ascertain the facts. And siguro po doon sa JBC, no, sa clustering, is the violation of the power of the President to appoint, make an appointment. So these are the constitutional violations by way of point of information na dapat ito mapalutang natin sa publiko. Ang issue lang po dito is whether these violations are culpable. Maraming po salamat, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Congressman Belaro. In fact, if you are attentive to my opening remarks, I try to expound on this always in my opening remarks. And of course, we are just at the level of two grounds which are culpable violation of the Constitution and corruption. And we have not tackled the other two, which is other high crimes and betrayal of public trust. And this can also very well fall under the other two grounds that we have yet to discuss. So now we recognize Congressman Vice Chairman Doyle.
Your Honor, before the question, may I during the break, I got a text message from one of our retirees. And may I read the text message, Your Honor, without mentioning the name because it has some private or privacy implications, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I got it 11:57 a.m. today from actually an unknown number, but I am also familiar with this case, so I can vouch for the truthfulness of this text message. Good AM, Court Ad Midas Marquez, and then she mentions her name of RTC so-and-so. Thank you so much for testifying in behalf of retirees. I have been a victim of TWG for 2 years now. I applied optional retirement enacted December 17, 2015 by the Welfare Division. The Welfare Division is our office, OCA, headed by Ms. Labayani. However, my papers were pending with TWG since June 2016. Until now, no action was taken. Wrote 3 letters to CJ and TWG. No answer. I have made a series of follow-ups both by phone and personal and the same answers. I got pending with TWG. My papers were prioritized and finalized since July, pero wala pa rin. Latest update, compute na and finalize ang memorandum. I hope and pray you can help me to be included in the agenda for resolution in the NBank. I want to have a white Christmas and I'm getting exhausted and already destitute for no income of 2 years with compulsory financial obligations to comply. Please help me, sir. Thanks. It was followed up by another text message. I suffered depression, especially so that I am maintaining expensive medicine for my special son who suffered stroke, and I wrote CJ about it in TWG. Thanks, sir. My special son is autistic. He's 39 years old. My eldest, I repeatedly wrote CJ for humanitarian reason for his medicines, but no answer. I went to SC to see any member of TWG, but it's always the Secretariat, Attorney Santilla, that entertained me as they refused to face me. The PJA, Philippine Judges Association, also wrote the SC through your endorsement, but no action. End of text message.
Thank you for that, Attorney Marquez. Again, this is for the end time. I'm hearing inaction and lack of reply to official request, official documents being sent to offices, and this may be violation of RA 6713 because under this law, when there is an official communication, this must be responded to within a period of 15 calendar days. And again, let me ask Attorney Marquez, is this a regular occurrence in your office or in the Supreme Court that there are these matters that are not responded to despite official communications being filed in the different offices within the Supreme Court?
Well, Your Honor, I would not have any sufficient knowledge on that, but
Because you mentioned before that you have written the Chief Justice and you.
well, Your Honor, it's
were
not
responding to.
it's not very often that I write similar letters to the office of the Chief Justice. And whenever we make recommendations, our normal recommendations in the course of our administrative function, it's either referred to the court and bank or to the divisions, and eventually resolutions are issued based on our recommendation.
Point
Okay,
of clarification, Mr. Chair.
Please.
Should we allow or receive these text messages as evidence without requiring the sender to testify here before the committee?
Anyway, these are matters, just for the record, these are not accepted as evidence. We will get there at the proper time when we vote upon this and consider all of these allegations. For all you know, we may not even consider this.
Thank you,
So
Mr. Chair.
this is just for the record, yes. So we now, Congressman Doy.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Now, I would like to ask this question to Justice Midas Marquez. Well, it's very clear that more or less about 2 to 3 weeks, as per testimony of Justice Midas, that during or prior to the creation of the TWD-G, that survivorship benefits have been given more or less and released about more or less about 2 to 3 weeks. And as per allegation in the complaint, very clear as per testimony that more or less about more than 2 years already elapsed prior to the action on such benefits. While it is very clear that this would appear most likely to be a blatant negation of the allegation of the verified answer, that there was prompt action, speedy, and more synchronized action on the part of the benefits presented before the court as presented in the verified answer of the Chief Justice. Now, my concern right now is this one. While there must be a blatant negation of the allegation of the verified answer, Mr. Chair, I would like to ask this very concern. Alam nyo, yung katulad din kanina, sabi nga ni Congressman Rocamora, kung tinatanggap daw ba yung text message. Ako rin ho, may natanggap na text message. Ang sabi sa akin, Congressman, hindi ho kaya yung ginagawa ng committee fishing expedition. Well, I would like to clarify this also for the information of the public, Mr. Chair, that we had actually so water under the bridge, as the committee already ruled on the form and substance, and under the rules, internal rules of the impeachment proceeding, the committee has the right to receive evidence in data in order to substantiate the claim whether really there was sufficient ground to form a belief that the respondent herein, in this case the Chief Justice, and the allegations therein would stand trial before the Senate. I would like also to be remembered on how the Majority Leader stated in the previous hearings na mahalaga ito dahil mas mabuti po itong ginagawa natin na dito tinatanggap yung ebidensya later for the appreciation of each member rather than those previous impeachment na doon lang sa Senado naghahanap ng ebidensya. Now, dito ho, para sa kalaman lang ng publiko, ang kanina pang pinag-uusapan na umaga ay tungkol sa alegasyon ng pag-delay ng 2 taon doon sa mga, sana ho'y mahaba pa ang buhay ninyo, na makakuha kayo ng benepisyo patungkol sa mga asawa niyong namatay na mahistrado ng iba't ibang mga husgado sa buong Pilipinas. Ang tanong ho natin dito, is that delay really a culpable violation of the Constitution? And second, is there violation of the principle of collegiality as enunciated under Section 1, Article 8 of the 1987 Constitution? And probably the most important thing is about accountability under Section 1 of Article 11. Now, ang tanong ko po dito, patunayan natin, gusto ko ring malinawan at kasama ng publiko, kung ito bang pag-antala ay sapat na basehan para magkaroon ng impeachable offense at matanggal ang punong maestrado sa kanyang posisyon. Justice Maidas, you are being referred as justice because you're occupying a position equivalent to the presiding justice of the Court of Appeals. My first question is, while we admit that there was issuance by the three justices, senior justices of the Supreme Court, as regards the creation of a special committee to fast-track, to streamline the approval of the survivor benefits of the retired justices, ang tanong ko ho ba, yung paggawa ho ba ng TWG ay sa inyong pananaw ay duplication ng trabahong nakaatang sa special committee na ginawa ng tatlong justices? Because under this one, if I remember it right, under the order dated November 15 of 2000, November 16 of 2015, part of the functions of the special committee na pinirmahan ng punong maestrado, Antonio Carpio and Presbitero Velasco, under paragraph 4 of the functions is propose policy guidelines and other relevant recommendations to the Office of the Chief Justice to streamline and expedite the financial approval process relative to requests for retirement and civil service benefits. Ginawa ho doon sa TWG para mapabilis, nakalagay dito ay para pag-aralan ng komite kung magkakaroon ng benepisyo yung mga applicants. Hindi ho ba ito ay duplikasyon lamang ng dati ng special committee order as stated under Memorandum number 43? Mr. Justice.
Your Honor, hindi ko po alam kung ano exactly ang ginagawa ng special committee at nung dalawang TWGs under it. Ang alam ko lang po, pag meron pong petition or application na idinulog o inihain sa Office of the Court Administrator, we do our job. We make sure that that application or petition is complete, the requirements are complete, and then we make our own recommendation.
So prior to this one, it is the Office of the Court Administrator which processes all the applicants for recommendation to the court and bank. Is that right?
That is right, Your Honor.
Now, with the creation of the special committee, and as you admit, the Chief Justice as well as other members of the court would have the discretion more or less to modify the processes. And for that one, you would like to agree and you would like to say also that it is their prerogative. But then, if that is the prerogative signed by or as within the imprimatur of the other justices, ang tanong ko naman sa'yo, did the Chief Justice solely sign without the imprimatur of other justices the creation of the technical working group?
Your Honor, dito po sa pinirmahan ni Chief Justice, in a memorandum addressed to the Chief Justice, it is undated, no? But it was received by the Office of the Chief Justice on December 21, 2015. No?
There is, in our record, Justice Maidas, we have here that the creation of the TWG was approved by the Chief Justice dated December 22 of 2015.
That is right, Your Honor. And it would appear here that it was solely approved by the Chief Justice.
Unlike the creation of the special committee under the imprimatur of with the other or with the concurrence of the other two justices, right?
That is right, Your Honor.
Now, it would appear, as I said, Mr. Chair, that more or less this is another layer. Another layer. Ang sabi ng special committee to fast track, to streamline. It appears here na pangalawang layer ito.
Hindi ko po kasi alam kung meron pa silang karagdagang ginagawa maliban po doon sa aming nagawa na sa Office of the Court
Pero
Administrator.
paikli natin, kung ang purpose ng special committee is to streamline, it therefore negates the very objective of the special committee creation, that they have to create another TWG, has to create another layer to streamline or to process the applicants for benefits, right?
Sir, siguro ganun na po nangyari, kaya doon po sa ating presentation kanina, makikita natin na imbis na mapadali, lalo pong tumagal.
With the kind indulgence of Vice Chair Doy, just like to be clarified on record, hindi ba yung Court Administrator's Office is not deprived on its role in this application for retirement and survivorship benefits, because the old procedure, you still recommend it to the court and bank, and with the new procedure under Chief Justice Sereno, there is now, before the Supreme Court and bank could act on the matter, it has to be referred to the technical working group. And this technical working group, one was issued with the signatures or the conformity of two other justices who are chaired of the divisions.
Hindi po, Your Honor.
Sige, please.
Okay. Yes, you are right, Your Honor, that the Office of the Court Administrator has not been deprived of this function because until now, we continue to receive the applications. And before we refer it to the court and bank, we continue to evaluate, and make our own recommendations. Now, after we submit it to the Office of the Clerk of Court and Bank, we now do not know where it goes, whether it goes to the TWG first or to the committee, no? But with regard your earlier clarification, Your Honor, the TWG is approved solely by the Chief Justice.
Yeah.
Yung dalawang TWG.
Yung isang TWG lang po ang alam ko. Yung pangalawa ho kasi wala po akong papel nun eh.
Pero sinabi mo, dalawa ang TWG.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you do
Dalawa
not
po.
know who signed
The other TWG.
The other TWG.
Yung legal TWG po, wala akong alam. But I know it for a fact that there is a legal TWG because that is stated in the resolution penned by Justice Martirez.
now.
Wala lang po akong papel nun kung sinong nag-approve ng creation nun.
Okay. From your testimony, just to further the because this is in relation to the clarification made by Vice Chair Doy, no? So the chair would like just to expound so that hindi tayo pabalik-balik, no? So sa testimony mo, maliwanag na prior to this creation of TWG, ang processing nyo, it took only 2 to 3 weeks for the court and bank to act on the matter. Now with the TWG, there is now that 1 year or 2 years delay. So maliwanag na yung delay na sinasabi mo nanggagaling sa or inaction or delayed action from the TWG. Am I right, Justice?
Maaring ganun po, Your Honor. But again, I will caution the body because yung aking pong conclusion na 2 to 3 weeks, 5 kaso lang po yon out of the 271 cases because I don't want to go all those 271 cases, no, and belabor the point, no, and
with that
waste the time
rundown
of the
5
committee.
cases, 2 to 3 weeks.
But my assurance to the committee, Your Honor, yung pong 5 kasong yon, those were picked randomly, no, and random choice from the 271 cases.
Okay.
And 2 to 3 weeks lang po ang naging ano.
Let me bring you to the point. So, yung delay or inaction is dito sa TWG. okay, which was created by the Chief Justice Julie Concord, yung isa by the two division heads. Now, can you attribute this delay under the command responsibility principle of the Chief Justice when the delay is committed or the inaction of the TWG, which is composed of different competent officials? That's why I'm clarifying for that.
Actually, Mr. Chair, with all due respect, I am actually leading to that one. But out of due respect, you may continue, but I hope that would not be deducted from my time.
Yes, that's why I am asking for your indulgence because I see the point to be clarified kasi kanina pa itong bumalik-balik. So, may I request the Justice Mayadas to answer so that Vice Chair Doy could proceed with his time.
Your Honor, kung titingnan po natin yung data na we presented, mukhang ganun nga po talaga lumalabas, no? Because nung nagkaroon po ng committee at dalawang TWG, tumagal po ang resolution of those applications. In fact, out of the 29 applications so far, only 12 have been resolved. No? We have not received any resolution of the court and bank or even the divisions of the court as to the other petitions or applications I enumerated in my letter. That was after the creation of the committee and the two TWGs.
You may
Okay.
take up on that aspect.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Una po, maliwanag na yung special committee creation ay pirmado po ng tatlong senior justices of the first, second, and third. Ngayon po, ito malinaw rin na yung TWG ay ang pirmado lang po ay ang Chief Justice. Pero para lang po sa kaalaman ng publiko at mga kasamahan natin, ang dahilan ng pag-create ng special committee for the retirement benefits claim, nakalagay doon ay, whereas to streamline the approval process, there is need to create a special committee. Ito po yung pinirmahan ng tatlong justices, tama po ba?
Yung special committee, tama po yun.
Ayan. Pero nakalagay dito, dun sa pirmado lang ni Chief Justice, halos parehas. Ang nakalagay dito, it is resolved among others that a technical working group shall be created to screen applicants and whether to determine whether said applications would require further study by the committee. Sa iyong sa akin malinaw, pero gusto kong tanungin na parang lumalabas na ito'y parang pampadagdag ng trabaho lamang, ng trabaho na dapat na ginagawa ng Special Creation Committee. Is that right, Mr. Justice?
Well, Your Honor, katulad po nung nasabi ko nina, no, hindi ko exactly alam kung ano kasi ginagawa pa nila doon sa committee.
At,
no?
at
Ano
may
pa?
allowance pa. Dahil nakalagay dito that the TW members be entitled to the usual expense allowance granted to other similar technical working groups. But anyway, maliwanag na parehas din. Pangatlong tanong ko, Mr. Justice, is that TWG, considering it was signed under the approval of the Chief Justice, would you agree with me that the Chief Justice has control over the members of the TWG?
Dito po sa isang TWG, no, yung the TWG created to screen applications, request for retirement
Sisimplihan ko na lang
benefits.
po, Mr. Justice, with all due indulgence of Your Honor. Pag inutusan po ng Chief Justice yung TWD, bilisan nyo, mabibilisan?
Pwede po, maaari, dapat po.
Okay. Pero kailan po kayo sumulat sa Chief Justice na marami na ang pending na applications hindi naaktuhan ng TWG?
January 12, 2017 po.
At anong nangyari doon sa sulat po ninyo na pinadala sa ating punong maestrado?
Hindi ko alam kung ano nangyari eh.
Hindi ka sinagot?
Wala po akong natanggap na sagot.
Oo. Kailan yung sinasabi mo na na ulinigan ko kanina, kailan nagkaroon ng press con tungkol sa delay ng si Attorney Lorenzo Godon?
Ito po ay tiningnan ko lang naman po ito sa internet kasi tinitingnan ko kung anong mga nangyari. And it would appear that
You are not recognized, Attorney Godon.
Mr. Gadon conducted a press conference on July 29,
Aha.
wherein he mentioned a number of articles or charges. And one of those charges would be this failure to timely act on petitions or requests for survivorship benefits.
Thank you, Mr. Justice. Attorney Gadon, now for a brief answer, was that July 29?
Yes, Your Honor. July 29, I disclosed to the media the matter about the delayed
Okay.
approval of the
Thank you.
retirement benefits and
Thank you.
survivorship benefits, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Justice, I would like to go back to you, Your Honor. Ngayon, parang it seems na mas mabilis ang press conference ni Attorney Gadon kaysa sa sulat ng office ng court administrator.
Mario.
Now, I will go further to this point. Alam niyo po, Your Honor, ako po'y nabigyan ng pribilehiyo na maging parte po ng bilang kawani ng Korte Suprema nung ako po ay nag-aaral pa. At in fact, I spent a good few years of my formative years prior being a lawyer at as a law clerk. At one of my job is, in fact, I can see now a superior of mine who's here, and she stays beautiful as ever. But then, if I may tell you, my job during the time that we cannot submit, for example, a case is raffled to a member justice of a certain division, and it is given to, of course, for the study of the legal team. And during the time, I was a member of the legal team, and we cannot submit half-baked recommendations to the member justice of a division. And in fact, after this is being discussed also with the justice in charge or the member in charge, and after which, if a decision is reached already and the member justice is convinced that his position is very clear in accordance with law and jurisprudence, that recommendation is being circulated for concurrence or dissent of other member justices. Is that right?
Ganun din po yung aking karanasan when I was a law clerk, Your Honor.
At ito'y pinag-aaralan na mabuti ng mga mahistrado ng Korte Suprema. Hindi ho ba itong pagbibigay ng rekomendasyon ay, sabi ko nga ho kanina, ay duplikasyon lamang yung paggawa ng technical working group na magre-rekomenda ng kanilang posisyon para sa konsiderasyon ng court and bank, when in truth and in fact, it is the obligation of the justices of the Supreme Court to assess the propriety of each application presented before the court. Is that right, Mr. Justice?
Before Justice Maidas would answer to the question, may I request my distinguished colleague to wind up after that?
Yeah.
Because I have given you already more than 7 minutes
Yeah.
in addition to your regular time.
Yeah, actually, I already also,
Yeah.
Mr. Chair, gave you enough time to get my time.
Yeah, that was already excluded. Anyway, Justice
Thank you,
Maidas could
Mr.
answer.
I
Yeah,
am
let him
just
answer first.
joking.
Okay.
Anyway, I'll wind up my questioning. Mr. Justice.
Your Honor, my experience in the Supreme Court tells me that that is primarily the reason why all cases or administrative matters are raffled. Because once a case is filed before the Supreme Court or an administrative matter is taken up by the court, it is raffled to a member in charge. And that member in charge should make a study, an in-depth study of that particular issue at hand before that member in charge circulates his or her recommendation to the court. So ang mga justices po natin, may kanya-kanyang staff, may kanya-kanyang legal team, katulad po nga ng nabanggit nyo, Congressman Liachon, no? And they're supposed to come up with a study of the law, of the jurisprudence, before they come up with their respective opinions.
Thank you, Mr. Justice. It's quite apparent here that more or less there would, in my mind, of course, this will be for the appreciation of all members of the committee, that in fact there is an apparent usurpation of the functions of the justices of the Supreme Court. In fact, there has been a lot of information needed to be unveiled to the public as of this moment. But I think the principal thrust of this probe is accountability. That, as we mention every day, that public office is a public trust, that public officers must at all be accountable to the people, serve them with utmost responsibility and utmost efficiency. Government agencies in this case, such as the Supreme Court, must follow their mandate. And that is dispensation of justice and, in fact, social justice, a constitutional mandate. But if the agency fails to protect, Mr. Chair, the rights of the families of the retired magistrates who have served the Supreme Court and other courts of justice, then we are doing a huge disservice to the Filipino people. Thank you, Mr. Justice, and thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vice Chair. Before I'll give the floor to the Honorable Belmonte, I would just like to reinforce one point, Justice Maidas. No? What is the liability now of the Chief Justice for this technical working group who failed to perform their mandate? Will it be command responsibility principle or a direct violation of the Constitution, particularly Section 1, Article 11 thereof?
Mr. Chair? Mr. Chair? May
What is that a point of order or a
No, I'll just
parliamentary inquiry?
object, Mr. Chair. Simply because we should not be asking our resource persons whether the Chief Justice violated something and it is a culpable violation of the Constitution. Because that is for us, the committee, to determine. Mr. Chair, after talking or asking questions from the resource persons, that is for each and every member of the committee to determine whether the violation or the alleged violation of the Chief Justice would constitute culpable violation, betrayal of public trust, would involve corruption or high crimes. That would be the decision of the committee and the plenary if ever it is going to be brought to the plenary. So I object vehemently to the line of questioning, Mr. Chair.
Well,
I join the objection,
yeah,
Mr.
well,
Chair.
distinguished colleague, that is for the justice to answer, whether he will answer it or not. Probably the chair is just asking for an enlightenment on the basis of that. Probably, after that, I could probably ask question to
Mr. Chair.
the complainant, because that is actually the allegations thereof. But nevertheless, can we just...
No, I will just add to my repartee, Mr. Chair.
just wait for your time. Can we just give that privilege to the resource speaker?
May I ask
No,
for
I would
1
just
minute
like to
suspension,
state
Mr.
there is
Chair?
a motion.
Okay.
I would just like to state, Mr. Chair, that during the appearance
Chair, I
of
move for a
Justice
1
De
minute
Castro,
suspension.
the answer was like that.
At yan po ang pagdinig ng House Committee on Justice. At ito po ay ipinunto ni Representative Acop na hindi dapat itanong sa resource person kung may tuturing na impeachable offense ang reklamo laban kay Chief Justice Sereno. May mga tanong din kasi ang mga kongresista kanina at sinasabi nga Representative Umali na hindi dapat din ito tanungin, lalo na sa resource person na si Attorney Maidas Marquez dahil ito daw ay kumbaga debatable at hindi masasagot ng maayos, ng walang bias ni Attorney Maidas Marquez, at ngayon nga po ay nag-recess muna dahil medyo nagiging mainit po ang pagdinig ngayon ng House Committee on Justice sa kanila pong patuloy na pagdinig sa kaso po ni Chief Justice Sereno. At kanina po ay bago po muling talakayin ng reklamo, kanina kinwestiyon muna po ng ilang kongresista ang aligasyon ni Attorney Larry Godon na babayaran ng isang mayamang negosyante ng 200 milyong piso ang bawat senador para tiyaking maabsuelto si Chief Justice Sereno. At babala po ng mga kongresista ay iwasan daw ni Attorney Godon ng paglabas ng aligasyong hindi niya kayang patunayan. Nakasisira daw ito sa integridad ng proseso. Pero nanindigan si Godon na marami ang tumawag umano sa kanya at nagbigay ng impormasyon ng plano umanong panunuhol ng mga senador. Samantala po, nagpapatuloy na ulit ang pagdinig. Balikan po muna natin ang batasang pambansa.
The Honorable Keith Belmonte.
Thank you very much for that, Mr. Chair, and thank you very much, the Honorable Acop, for the relaxation. Palawigin muna natin, Justice. If the Chair would allow, maybe I should address my questions first to Attorney Labayani. Palawigin ho muna natin before I go
Sir,
to...
I'm not a lawyer.
Miss Labayani, have you been required to take your oath already, so you are a witness?
Tapos na po.
So okay lang po.
Yes.
Palamigin lang natin, Justice, bago tayo. Sige po, ma'am. Kayo ho yung OCA member na nasa isang TWG na na-create, tama po ba?
Opo, Your Honor.
Opo, which TWG is this, ma'am?
Admin aspect.
Yung admin aspect.
Yes,
Yung admin
Your
aspect. Yan. Okay. Para lang ho, clear sa akin. Kanina pa ho sinasabi nila na pag may application for retirement, pupunta sa office ninyo.
Yes, Your
Tapos, bibigay nyo sa in-bank.
Opo.
Before the creation of the committee, ang nangyayari, si clerk of court, iraraffle na may member in charge.
Yes, Your Honor.
Tama po,
Opo,
tama
Your
po. Ngayon ho, ang procedure, pagbigay ninyo ng OCA sa clerk of court, hindi na ho rin na raffle o may raffle po ba? Para lang clear sa akin.
Sir, ang alam ko, lahat ng retirement claims and survivorship pension claims are en-bank matters.
Yes, ma'am. So, may raffle ba? Or diretso lang sa TWG, sa subcommittees? Walang, how do I say this? Walang ponente, walang justice, walang member in charge.
May I answer, Your Honor?
Please, Justice. Just to help me.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. Hindi po maliwanag kasi ngayong meron na pong na-create na committee, no?
Opo.
Kung nauuna po ba, after we file it with the Office of the Clerk
Opo.
of Court and Bank,
Aha.
kung niraraffle ba kaagad, tapos after i-raffle, dadalin sa committee,
I see.
or dadalin muna sa committee, and then after the committee comes up with its own recommendation, at saka siya i-raffle.
Hindi natin ho alam pare-pareho.
Tama po. Hindi.
Sino pwedeng sumagot po?
The members of the committee, or maybe the Clerk of Court of the Office of the Clerk of Court and Bank.
Okay, Mr. Chair, have we subpoenaed or have we requested the Office of the Clerk of Court? Because I think that is a relevant question na hindi po natin masagot at hindi rin masagot ng resource persons po natin. So, sino po dapat nating matanong yan? Yung chairman ng committee or the Clerk of Court?
Well, the chairman of the committee is also from the Office of the Clerk of Court. So, parehong silang dalawa ho siguro. Pwedeng tawagin.
Thank you for that. So, Mr. Chair, may I request that we invite the Clerk of Court of the N-Bank so that they could help us with these important questions, if we haven't invited them already.
Is the Honorable Belmonte referring to Attorney Annalie Papa Gombio? Is this the person you are referring
Would
to?
she be the relevant person to answer this question, Mr. Justice?
Attorney Annalie Papagombio is the Deputy Clerk of Court.
Yeah, is this the person you're referring to, Honorable Belmonte, to be issued
I
a
am actually asking our resource persons who would be the best
Dalawa
person to
po
answer
yung,
this.
meron po tayong clerk of court, si Attorney Anama, and then meron po tayong deputy clerk of court who also happens to be the chair of
this committee.
the special committee.
So either or would be fine as long as they're able to answer the question.
So if you're referring to her, we had already issued
Okay.
a subpoena
Thank you very
to
much for that.
Attorney Gompio.
Okay, I will move on then, Mr. Chair. I'm sorry. It was just an admin matter. Ma'am Labayani, Miss Labayani. Yes, ma'am. Nagkukwentuhan kami ni Kong Doy Lechon sa labas during the break. Sabi niya sa akin, he knows personally, very close to him, of certain justices na naapektuhan, retirees na naapektuhan ho nung TWG na yan. Okay. However, I did ask a personal question din po kasi may kamag-anak din po akong judge na namatay. However, ang sagot niyo ho sa akin ay ayos yan. In fact, yung kilala ko ho, the survivors are receiving their benefits. Tama po ba yun? So ang ibig sabihin po nito, hindi po lahat ng retirees or survivors ay natatamaan ng problema na to.
Sir, hindi po. Yung died after the implementation ng Republic Act 9946
Apo.
ay medyo mabilis naman.
So, mabilis naman po.
Opo.
At ang bilis na to ay dumadaan din ho sa procedure sa committee na yon tsaka TWG.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, mabilis naman po.
Opo.
At regular naman po.
Opo, Your Honor.
So, ang pinag-uusapan lang po natin dito ay yung controversy ng mga survivor ng mga namatay before the law.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. So yung specific na issue na yon ang problem natin.
Opo, Your Honor.
Pero you could tell me na yung this committee and the TWGs created which was supposed to tackle all issues, kung tama po yung nababasa ko, which is supposed to tackle all the issues regarding survivors and retirement benefits, etc. Okay naman yung procedure nila.
Opo,
Hindi
Your
naman
Honor.
nakabagal.
May iilan lang po yung may mga issues na...
Yung mga may mga issues. Yung mga may issues na controversial.
Yes, Your Honor.
Pero generally, everybody else na retirees, katulad nung tinanong ko sa inyong personal, medyo okay naman.
Opo, Your Honor.
Yes, okay. So, itong particular na to. At ang nangyari dito, kasi hindi sila nagkakaintindihan sa TWG. Kayo, sa special committee, sorry, kasama pala kayo doon. Tama po ba?
Maari po, Your Honor. Hindi ko
Maaari
rin po
po.
alam.
Hindi
Wala akong
natin
personal
alam.
knowledge.
Wala kayong personal knowledge.
Opo, Your
Pero
Honor.
nonetheless, ang point natin is, ang pinag-uusapan natin is out of the, aywan ko gano'ng kadami yan, maybe you could refer to me, but all I can point to is yung anecdotal evidence, anecdotal experience ko po. Pero I guess, mas madami po yun kesa yung konting hindi na asikaso. Tama po ba?
Opo, Your Honor.
Tama po. Pero masama ho talaga at masakit talaga na itong mga to na dati na naman nung yung dating procedure okay, nakukuha naman nila. Pero dahil dito sa procedure na to, nagkakagulo sila, hindi sila nagkakaintindihan or whatever reason, ito yung mga naapektuhan. Tama po ba?
Maari po.
And tama po ba yung number? 200 something po yan?
Opo, Your Honor.
200 something po yan. Okay. Hindi ko po i-dispute yan. May problema nga po doon sa yung mga retirees na yon na before. Pero the TWG, the special committee, ang pinag-uusapan natin, it was created and they were created for the purpose of all retirement benefits. Tama
Opo,
po
Your
ba?
Honor.
Opo. Ang pinag-uusapan natin, may konting medyo dahil for whatever reason, we could speculate na nagde-deadlock sila, hindi nag-agree, at sinabihan ni Justice Maidas, nag-memo nga si Justice Maidas kay Chief Justice na, teka, kailangan ng pansinin to. Tsaka lang gumalaw, or for whatever reason, tsaka lang gumalaw. Ngayon lang po. Tama po ba, ma'am?
Your Honor, when I submitted my memorandum on January 12, 2017, no action was taken.
Yes, Justice.
Nito na lang po,
masyado matagal pa.
mga bandang July, August na lang po
Yung
gumalaw.
implication is after press con si Attorney
Maari
Cordon.
ho,
Maari,
maari.
ganon.
Apo,
Yes. Pero ang pinag-usapan natin is the 290.
Hindi po, yung 271 applications, approved na po yun, tapos na po yun.
Aha,
Ang laman po ng liham ko, 29 applicants.
29 applicants.
Apo.
29 applicants yung... Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Justice. Okay. I'll move on to something else. Justice, kayo na po. Okay na tayo, no? Hindi na tayo... okay na tayo, Chairman. Diretso tayo kay Justice. Justice, kanina sabi ninyo, sa 20 years niyong experience sa court, nagkikreate ho talaga ng special committees and TWGs ang Chief Justice. Tama po ba?
Well, normally it is initiated by the Chief,
Chief
Justice and then signed by the two other senior justices.
Yes. As in this case, yung special committee, yung division chairs, including the Chief Justice, signed
Tama po.
to the special
Because they are
committees.
the chairpersons of the first,
Yes.
second, and
Yes,
third
Mr.
divisions.
Is it within the, naintindihan ko, granting but not necessarily agreeing na maybe parang may powers na nakuhang iba? Or how do I say this? May prerogatives na naapakan o nalagpasan. May anything illegal ba with the Chief Justice creating the special committees or these TWGs? May bawal ho ba dyan?
Before Justice Maidas will answer the question, I am requesting the good gentleman to wind up after 2 or 3 questions.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I will try to keep it as short as I can.
Thank you. Justice Marquez, please answer the question.
Wala naman pong bawal na
Wala pong bawal.
alaman ko. Apo.
So, I repeat, talagang wala pong bawal.
Wala po akong alam na bawal na mag-create ng committee ang Chief Justice at saka dalawang senior justices.
Okay. Mr. Justice, sorry po Kung tama po ang pagkaintindi ko, basahin ko lang po. I just need to understand it for myself. Rule 2, Section 1, under operating structures, exercise of judicial and administrative functions. The court exercises its judicial functions and its powers of administrative supervision over all courts and their personnel through the court and bank or its divisions. It administers its activities under the leadership of the Chief Justice, who may, for this purpose, constitute supervisory or special committees headed by individual members of the court or working committees of court officials and personnel. Tama po. And would this section under Rule 2 be applicable or relevant in this case, Mr. Justice?
Maaari po kasi it is not the first instance that the Chief Justice and the two senior justices have created a committee.
Yes. Thank you very much for that, sir.
Maraming salamat din po.
Apo. Okay. Siguro, okay na ho muna for that, Mr. Chair. Thank you very much. Since wala na hong time, okay na po yun.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Belmonte. Now, the Chair would like to recognize the Honorable Batocabe.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Chair. Una sa lahat, Mr. Chair, point of clarification sa Chair. Ano po ba ang gustong sabihin sa Pilipino ng culpable? Mr. Chair, point of clarification. So that our people will understand what is culpable. Ano po ba ang culpable sa Pilipino?
Are you asking the Chair?
Yes, Mr. Chair. For
Well,
our guidance.
Probably we'll ask our Filipino expert. The
Filipino.
good Vice Chair Beluso
Yes,
is
yes.
requested to respond to the query of the Honorable Batocabe.
Pwede bang ibisaya ko na?
Sige.
Well, in English, it says culpable, nandito sa complaint, no? Page 2, paragraph 1.1.
With due respect, Mr. Chair, Vice Chair, kuha na lang po, Gusto ko lang sanang Pilipino eh. Pero
Pilipino,
ako na lang
okay.
po ang magpipilipino kung tama
ikaw,
po
ikaw
to.
na. Mas maganda. Okay.
Okay, you answer your own question.
Okay. Pagbabalasubas, pagbabastos, ewan ko if you can add something here, our people, balasubas, pagbabastos ng ating konstitusyon. Yan po. Because kanina ho, pinag-uusapan natin tungkol ang culpable violation. May mga sinasabi ang Korte Suprema kung anong culpable. But in an impeachment proceedings, wala po makakapagsabi sa atin kung ano ang culpable, kundi tayo lang na mga kinatawan ng taong bayan. Ang taong bayan lang ang magsasabi kung ano ang pambabastos sa konstitusyon. Gaya sa kasong to, kung ikaw ay dalubhasa sa batas, kahit koma ang mabiolate mo, para sa akin, culpable yan. Yan po.
That's your opinion.
That is my opinion
Okay.
and as member of this Committee on Justice. So, in other words, pag ikaw rin, betrayal of public trust, pinagkanulo mo ang tiwala ng taong bayan, kahit anong gawin mo, kung pag ang akala ng taong bayan, yan ay betrayal o pagkanulo ng aking tiwala, then by all means, we must impeach.
Mr. Chair,
Yan
point
po.
of order.
So, that is just
What is the point of order? What is
Actually, the
the role
definition,
violated?
the definition of culpable violation cannot be done here. If we go to the records, saan ba tayo kukuha ng definition ng culpable? Let's go to the commission who wrote the Constitution. Doon ho na-define yan. Yan namang betrayal of public trust, doon din na-define yan. So let's go back to the records, journals, in writing the Constitution. Kasi nung gumawa yan, ginawa nila yan, dinidefine dyan. If you have your personal opinion, that's it, your personal opinion.
I submit,
Honorable
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair.
Anyway, you are true. No? So that is the opinion.
Mr. Chair.
It was admitted by. No, I'm still the chair still has the floor. It was admitted by the Honorable Batocabe that he was only expressing his own opinion, and it does not bind the committee members. And I think we have to respect whatever be the opinion of the individual member.
Point of
Especially
information, Mr. Chair.
that is still his time. Okay, what is the point of information, the Honorable Vice Chair Veloso?
In the verified complaint, paragraph 1.1 defines culpable violation of the Constitution, and it says it refers to an act that is committed through a deliberate and wrongful breach of the Constitution. Sabi ni Deputy Speaker, kung itatagalog natin to, sadyang pagbaliwala sa Konstitusyon. Now, dito naman sa corruption, nandito rin yan, mahirap kong ibigay ngayon because they are all in the verified complaints.
So, Vice Chair, that is
Betrayal of public trust, tama yung sinasabi ni Congressman the Honorable Batocabe, magaling ang pagkakapresent niya in Tagalog. I think I have to adapt the definition of Honorable Batocabe in my personal capacity.
Okay, so that's
Thank you.
the definition. Your point of information is the definition as alleged in the complaint.
And,
So,
and it refers, Mr. Chair, to authorities.
citation.
Culpable violation of the Constitution. The complaint referred to Joaquin G. Bernas, a delegate to the 1987 Constitution. In his commentary, 1112, Series 2003. Doon sa corruption, mayroong mga references po. And they are all in pages 2 to 3 of the verified complaint.
Okay,
Duly
thank you,
noted.
Mr. Chair. So may I continue now?
Proceed, yeah. The Honorable Batocabe.
Just one explanation. You know, impeachment proceeding is a sui generis proceeding. This is one of a kind. We should not be affected by any decision of Supreme Court or any opinion because the opinion of the members should be the opinion of the impeachment proceedings. So we can, wala ho tayo, mag-guide lang, persuasive. Pero ang konsensya lang po natin ang makakapagsabi, ang makakapag-define ng culpable violation at betrayal of public trust. Yan po ang aking opinion. Pupunta na po ako kay Justice Marquez. Justice Marquez, kanina ho sinabi ng aking katoto na si Congressman Belmonte yung rule, no? Kasi alam mo, yung Korte Suprema, sabi nga nila, yan ang mga Diyos ng paura. Hindi natin alam kung ano ang nangyayari dyan, masekreto ang proceedings dyan. Sabihin mo nga sa ating mga kababayan, ano bang kaibahan ng Chief Justice sa mga justices? Anong bentahe na magiging Chief Justice ka? Maliban sa sinabi ni Congressman Belmonte na pwede silang gumawa ng komitiba. Na komitiba or special committee. Nakalagay ho doon sa rule na sinabi ni Congressman Belmonte. Maliban po dyan, ano pa ba naiiba ang Chief Justice sa isang justice?
Justice Maidas, may answer the question.
Well, sa law school, tinuturo po sa atin na ang Chief Justice is
Primus inter pares.
primus inter pares, first among equals. No? So,
Pero hindi ko ma-imagine yan kung ano yan.
So marami rin pong mga dinedelegate ang court and bank to the Chief Justice, especially in administrative functions. No? So halimbawa po kami, no, as court administrator, pag meron pong mga appointments sa lower courts, meaning sheriffs, clerks of court, interpreters, utility aid, we recommend to the Supreme Court, but it's actually the Chief Justice who finally signs or technically appoints the lower court personnel. No? So marami pong mga nade-delegate po sa Chief Justice
In other
by
words,
the court and bank.
ang sinasabi mo, delegate. Ang gustong sabihin, binibigyan ng kapangyarihan ng buong Korte Suprema. At hindi pa pwede na basta-basta na lang na mag-appoint ng sheriff ang isang Chief Justice. Tama po ba?
Well, that is a delegated authority, Your Honor.
So, ang gustong sabihin, nagkaroon ng resolution ng Korte Suprema bago niyan na binigay sa Chief Justice.
Meron po tayong resolution by the court and bank ng mga delegated powers. No?
So, lahat po, hindi basta-basta makagawa ng opisina ang Chief Justice kung hindi na-delegate ng NBank. Tama.
Babalik po tayo doon sa unang issue, no, na where Justice De Castro informed the honorable members of this committee, no, that it was not part of what the court and bank agreed on. No?
Yes. So lahat NBank, pati po itong paggawa ng committee na to, dito sa mga retirees na to, NBank po ang nagdesisyon yan.
Well, yung pagbuo po ng committee ay meron pong delegated power to create a committee.
Okay, dinelegate din ng NBank doon kay Chief Justice at sa mga chairman ng division.
Tama po yun.
Tama. So lahat ang source ng kapangyarihan ay ang Korte Suprema, NBank.
That is right, Your Honor.
Okay. Ngayon, yung technical working group naman po, paano nagawa yun?
Kung titingnan po natin, yung technical working group was recommended, the creation of the technical working group was recommended by the committee, which the Chief Justice approved. So, kung hindi po ako nagkakamali, meron din pong delegated authority given or delegated to the Chief Justice for the creation of technical working group as distinguished from a committee.
Okay, so ang gusto pong sabihin nito, lahat ng kapangyarihan ng paggawa ng komitiba, paggawa ng technical working group, ay galing po sa Korte Suprema and Bank na diniligate o binigay po dito sa Chief Justice at mga chairperson ng mga division. Tama?
Tama po yun.
Tama, okay. Ngayon, nagkaroon po ng pagde-delay. Pag ganun po ba, pwede bang mag-desisyon ng Chief Justice na bilisan ninyo na hindi alam ng NBank? Pwede ba siyang sabihin, i-release na ninyo yan na mga pensyon na yan na hindi alam ng NBank?
Yung approval po kasi ng mga pension and retirement benefits talagang dadaan po ng NBank yun eh. So ang pwede pong gawin doon ng punong maestrado, sabihin niya sa committee, bilisan nyo at i-refer na yan sa NBank.
Okay. Pwede rin po ba ang Senior Justice magsabi po niyan, oy, may nag-follow up din sa akin dito, pwede mo bang i-refer yan, bilisan ninyo? Pwede rin pong gawin yan.
Maari pong pag-usapan nila yan sa NBank session.
Hindi, pwede ba isang ordinary justice pumunta doon sa komitiba, oy, may nagpa-follow up dito, bilisan ninyo, pwede po ba?
Sa akin po kasing pagkakaalam, bihirang-bihirang gawin yon ng mga associate justices in deference to the Chief Justice.
So walang rule
So
naman.
pag meron pong ganong usapin, talagang idinadaan po yun sa punong maestrado.
Okay. Pero walang rule naman na
Well,
magbabawal sa
courtesy
kanila.
po.
Okay,
Courtesy.
courtesy lang.
Apo.
Yung Chief Justice din, walang rule din naman na rini-require siya na mag-follow up din, na utusan. Kasi, na i-agenda mo yan.
Ang alam ko po, pagdating ng mga agenda, ang nagdidesisyon po, Chief Justice.
Lahat.
Kung anong maisasama sa agenda.
Pati administrative matter.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so yun ang Chief Justice. Pero yung decision po, nasa mga justices in bank na.
Pagka na-agenda po ang isang kaso or isang administrative matter, that becomes an item in the NBank agenda, and that is deliberated upon by all the justices present.
So all administrative matters as per your rule, Chief Justice yan,
Marami pong mga administrative matters
na nag-agenda.
na na-agenda either sa NBank or sa division.
Yes. Pwede ba na let's say ako, justice ako, request ko, Chief Justice, i-agenda mo?
Tama po kayo, dadaan po kayo sa Chief Justice to
Okay.
request the inclusion of a particular item.
So kung may
in the agenda.
nade-delay na yung mga retirement benefit, pwede ko rin sabihin, Chief Justice, i-agenda mo.
Pwede po.
Okay.
Pwede po kayong mag-request sa Chief Justice.
Yung sa iyo, ikaw rin nagsabi sa Chief Justice, i-agenda mo.
Well, ang sulat ko po, hindi ko po sinabing i-agenda. Ang sabi ko lang po, kung pwede pong makagawa na ng definitive ruling ang court dito sa usapin
Yung
ito.
korte.
Opo.
Ngayon, hindi ko maintindihan, ito na lang. Ang pinag-uusapan lang naman ito kung retroactive o hindi, doon ang batas. Napakadaling question of law. Bakit tumagal?
Hindi ko rin ho alam.
Yan ang di mo alam. Di ba?
Your Honor, the Honorable Batokabi,
Yes.
your time is over, but I'm
Yes.
giving you 2 more minutes to
Thank you. Just a manifestation. Pakita mo nga, Justice Maidas, kung kailan ho yun, yung mga nag-apply, and then kailan ho na-desisyon na ng Korte Suprema. Kailan ho yun? 2015? 2017 yung desisyon?
okay.
Ng resolution?
Na ito hong bagong lumabas na resolution, ito po, approved November 7, 2017.
So, in
12 different cases po yan out of the 29 applications I have enumerated.
Okay. So in other words, ito po, inapprovean po yan ng NBank lahat. Dadaan sa NBank.
Tama po yun.
Okay. Ngayon, hindi po yan dinedelegate. Yung mga administrative matter yan, kasi gusto lahat ng mga justices sila makakita kung sino magre-retire.
Hindi ko naman ho alam kung yun
Yes.
ho ba ang
But that
pakay.
is not a delegated power, is it?
It is not, because it is decided by the court and bank.
So,
Your
in
Honor.
other words, it's a matter of discretion among the justices whether to delegate it or not. It is a management decision.
Your Honor, pagdating po dito sa mga NBank decisions and resolutions, each of those applications or petitions are assigned or raffled to a member in charge.
Okay? So
And
that
then-
depends on the member in charge.
Opo.
So, yun din po ang nangyari. Ang sistema ng Korte Suprema. So, in other words, pag ako nag-apply na judge ako, parang kaso rin ang nangyari. Tama?
Parang kaso rin po yan.
Kasi iraraffle mo.
Tama po yan.
Iraraffle mo, mag-a-apply lang ako ng retirement benefit ko, iraraffle mo pa sa member ng isang justice, at magdidesisyon siya na resolution, administrative matter.
Tama po yan.
Hindi gaya sa GSIS, pag nabigay ko na lahat ng papeles ko, akin na ang pension ko. Yan ang kaibahan sa Korte Suprema, tama?
Kasi po ang Supreme Court ay isang collegial body.
Yun ang sabi. Pero pwede rin lang i-delegate yung power na yan. Let's say sa'yo, i-delegate na. Would it be legal? Di ba legal rin yan kung i-delegate sa'yo ng
I-delegate po sa akin yung pag-approve.
pag-approve ng disability benefits?
I think that will have to be studied carefully.
A resolution by the Supreme Court and Bank delegating the court administrator to determine the sufficiency of the requirements for retirement. Is it illegal? Is there a law in the PD creating your office prohibiting you from doing that?
Your Honor, kailangan kong pag-aralan mabuti. I'm
Does
sorry.
it divest the Supreme Court of their inherent duty to administer courts? Because that is a pure management decision. But, we have to defer to the Supreme Court because only they know the reason why they want it to be raffled like a case. Parang kaso po, ang pagre-retire ng mga mga magistrado o ibang personnel, parang irarapol mo muna, pupunta sa isang justice, titingnan ng justice at gagawa ng resolution. Kaya naiiba po sila sa judiciary. Yung iba sa executive, punta ka lang sa GSIS, punta ka sa SSS, makaka-claim ka na.
Your Honor,
Thank
your
you,
great time
Mr.
is over.
Thank you, Mr.
very
Chairman.
much. This time,
Just a point of information.
yes, the Honorable Chair.
Medyo I would like to refer to the Constitution on that particular point, particularly Section 8 or Article 8 of the Constitution, and the Constitution says that judicial power is vested in one Supreme Court composed of one Chief Justice and 14 associate justices. To my mind, and I submit that this is something that ought to be followed. And so this is precisely the claim of Justice De Castro, that there was usurpation and or arrogation of power by the Chief Justice of the judicial power which is vested in one Supreme Court, which is a transgression of the collegiality of the court. And so it is not something that can be easily delegated, because it is the Constitution that says it is reposed on one Supreme Court. So I would like to just convey that as a point of information and express my mind on the matter in accordance with how I would like to interpret it, and probably make a decision thereon when we vote on probable cause, if I will be given that opportunity, and that is only when the chair will break a tie. So ganun lang po yung point ko, and so before we get lost in the translation or interpretation of our Constitution, I would just like to express that as my point of information.
Thank you very much, the Honorable Ray Omale, our chair, for the point of information. This time, the Honorable Ray Veloso, the Vice Chair Veloso, is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First, I will be calling the Court Administrator, Midas Marquez, also as a justice, not because he has been appointed as justice, but rather because guided by precedents, like in the case of Medialdea, Justice Perez, Justice Velasco. These three court administrators became members of the Supreme Court. He was appointed court ad sometime 2010.
Tama po yan, Your Honor.
7 years is quite long para maging justice ka, member ng Supreme Court. Anyway, let me proceed. Tawagin kitang Justice Marquez. Justice Marquez, Section 4, Article 2 of the Constitution provides that it is the prime duty of the government to serve and protect the people. Tagalog, obligasyon ng gobyerno na paglingkuran at bigyan ng proteksyon ang mamamayan. Section 15, Article 2, sinasabi that the state shall protect and promote the right to health of the people. Tagalog, obligasyon ng pamahalaan na bigyan ng proteksyon at isulong ang karapatang pangkalusugan ng mga mamamayan. So, here are my questions. Republic Act 910 was approved or became a law when?
If I'm not mistaken, sometime in 1953, Your Honor.
1953.
910.
Wow. At anong sinasaad nito?
Na meron pong retirement benefits ang ating mga judges.
Okay. Na ibig sabihin, pag-retire, hindi patatagalin ang pagbigay ng retirement pay. Ganun ba?
Tama po yun, hindi po sila dapat pabayaan.
Dahil ang mga justices, judges, magre-retire yan at age, ngayon, especially ngayon, if they retire at the age of 70. Pag ikaw ay 70 years old, mahirapan ka ng maghanap buhay. Ganun po ba?
Isa po yun sa mga considerations ng batas.
Okay. Pagkatapos, nagkaroon tayo ng batas, Republic Act 9946, February 11, 2010. Okay? Ano po ito?
Ang two main features po ng RA 9946 would be the survivorship of the surviving spouse and yung automatic adjustment po sa pension.
Okay. Halimbawa lang, ang two things, no? Ang nagre-retire na justice, automatic adjustment sa pension niya kasi tumatanggap siya ng pension after 5 years from retirement, correct?
Apo.
And then, pag sinabing automatic adjustment, pag tumaas ang sahod ng incumbent or sitting justice, halimbawa, ng Supreme Court or ng Court of Appeals, automatically, yung nag-retire, aangat din yung sahod.
Ganun din
yung
po ang
pension,
kanyang
rather,
makukuha.
yung pension.
Apo.
Okay. Naging survivorship dahil isinasaad sa ating konstitusyon na isulong at bigyan ng proteksyon ang karapatang pangkalusugan ng mga tao, especially kung ikaw ay nagsilbi ng matino sa mamamayan. Ganun po ba?
Tama po yun.
So that, sinabing survivorship, pag namatay, wala namang magsusurvive kung buhay pa yung judge o justice, di ba? Pag namatay yung judge o yung justice, ang asawa niya ang tatanggap ng benepisyo na dapat ibibigay sa judge o justice. Ganun pa.
Tama po yun.
Meron akong nabasa dito sa sinasabi mong 2015, October 8, Judge number 7. Ano po ba ito? Kailan siya surviving spouse ito, ha?
Lahat po yan surviving spouse, Your Honor.
Okay. Ang surviving spouse ay 85.
85 years old na po. As of January 12, 2017.
Nag-apply siya ng survivorship
Tama po yun.
benefits.
Tama po yun.
Kailan siya nag-apply?
Kung siya po si Judge number 7, nag-apply po siya noong April 30, 2015.
April
30, 2015.
Alam mo po, pag ikaw ay 85 years old, kailangan mo ng maintenance sa pills, mga medisina, di po ba?
Maari po.
Each day counts, lalo na kung may high blood ka o mataas ang kolesterol mo. In short, pag na-delay ang pagbibigay ng survivorship benefit, ikamamatay yon ng beneficiary. Ganun po ba?
Maari pong mangyari yon.
Okay. As of now, nakalagay sa table mo, two years, 30 days na po, wala pang natatanggap. Ganun pa ba?
Can we check if Judge number 7 has the case has been resolved?
At saka kung na-resolve kailan?
Yung una po kasing lumabas, wala pa po. Wala pa po. Kasi
Tatlo lang ang sinasabi mo na under action
Sir, 12 na po. Out of the 29 na nakalista po dyan, 12 na po ang lumabas, all approved on November 7, 2017.
November 7.
2017.
Last month lang.
Last month lang
Wala
po.
pang isang buwan.
Wala pa po.
Kasi 7 to 7 should have been, dapat nasa December 7 na tayo. But ngayon, you are only 5.
Apo.
So wala pang isang buwan.
Wala pa pong isang buwan ang
Kasama ba siya sa 12?
Hindi
si
po.
Judge number 7?
Hindi po.
Okay. Imagine, hanggang ngayon, hindi pa na-approve because of TWG?
Hindi ko na po alam kung nasaan yung kaso nila. Baka naibigay na po ng TWG or ng committee sa justice in charge.
Okay. In the past, bago tayo nag-TWG, titingnan natin yung mekanismo. In your time, palagay mo mga bago naging Chief Justice si Respondent Sereno, walang problema kamo ang mga nag-retire, di ba?
Those similarly situated, no? Beginning 2010 po hanggang 2015, prior to the creation of the committee and the two TWGs, we have processed and the court approved some 271 similarly situated applications or applicants.
271, 2015, anong month yun?
2010 to 2015 po.
Okay.
Before nagsimula ho kasi ma-suspend yung giving of retirement benefits or holding in abeyance, no?
2015.
October 2015.
Okay, but before that, wala tayong aberya.
Wala naman po.
Okay. Nagkaberya lang because, ulitin ko lang, para maintindihan ng mga kasamahan natin at ng mamamayan. Kasi palagi tayong criticize, aksaya daw ng taxpayers money itong pinagagawa natin. Ano ang nangyayari noon? Ano ang proseso noon? Bakit walang aberya? Bakit 271 ay mabilis nakatanggap?
Dati po, pagkatapos ng Office of the Court Administrator mag-submit ng kanilang recommendation sa Office of the Clerk of Court and Bank, those recommendations or applications are immediately raffled to the justice in charge or the member in charge. And then, based on our review, the court and bank issues the resolution somewhere from 2 to 3 weeks after it is referred to the court and bank.
Okay, ikaw ay court administrator. Administrator ka ng mga judges.
Tama po yun.
Kasama doon sa trinatrabaho mo as court administrator, yung mga benefits ng judges at saka yung mga survivors, meaning widows, widower kung babae yung judge. Ano ba?
Tama po yun.
In 3 weeks, matatanggap na ang survivorship benefit from the time you refer it to the court and bank?
Lalabas na po yung resolution approving their retirement benefits. So, poproseso na po yun, matatanggap na po yun.
Ano sa tingin mo ang pumasok sa ulo ng kung sino man ang may pakana sa TWG nito? Na sabi ng chairman namin, kung wala namang problema, bakit aayusin mo? Kung ang sasakyan mo gumagana, walang problema, bakit aayusin mo? Kaninong initiative yan? Sa Chief Justice, sa tauhan niya, lawyer niya, kay Fabian, o sino ba?
Hindi ko po masabi, Your Honor, no. I am only speculating, no, from the decision or the resolution of the court and bank penned by Justice Martires, which was promulgated on September 19, 2017, wherein he states that the committee, the special committee, submitted 2 two conflicting memoranda. Memorandum A and Memorandum B. Memorandum A, granting the retirement benefits or survivorship benefits, and Memorandum B, recommending the denial of the survivorship benefits. Pag tiningnan po natin yung Memorandum A at Memorandum B, makikita po natin doon yung mga members ng committee and how they voted individually.
In that regard, Mr. Chair, may I move that an invitation be sent to Justice Martires para, kasi iba po kasi ang ponente ka, sa pumipirma ka lang, nagko-concur ka doon sa decision, bitin on administrative matter o kaso talaga.
What is the purpose of the invitation, Mr. Vice Chair?
To shed light on what exactly was this problem on retirement benefits survivorship as testified upon by our resource person, Court Administrator Marquez.
Okay, the committee secretary is directed to extend the invitation to Justice Martires.
Opo.
Okay, proceed.
Justice Marquez, dito sa complaint, by the way, yung Republic Act 9846, 9946,
99 po.
9946, ito yung survivorship law.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ano po ang intensyon in gist, in a nutshell?
Well, sa akin pong palagay, the intention is to take care of the surviving spouses of our judges and justices who passed away.
Okay. Kung baga sa ayaw ko naman sabihin naghihingalo kasi ano pa yan. Basta kailangan talaga ng tulong itong mga survivors ng mga retired judges or justices. Again, dahil matatanda na sila. Kailangan talaga nila ng tulong galing sa gobyerno. Ganun po ba?
Your Honor, if I may add, ang pagkaalam ko po dito sa RA 9946, hiningi po to ng mga judges and justices sa Kongreso po noong sometime 2009-2010. Ni-request po to na ipasa itong batas na to para nga po doon sa mga naulila ng mga judges and justices. So, ang humingi rin po mga judges and justices. At ipinagkaloob naman po ng ating Kongreso.
Dahil sa tingin ko, ang Kongreso, parang tinitingnan niya kung ikaw ay isang tao na marunong, hindi marunong lumangoy, kailangan mo, pag ikaw ay nasa laot, ng tinatawag na life-saver. Ito ay talagang life-saver benefits. Ganun po ba?
Before Justice Maidas will answer, with due respect to my co-vice chair, will you please wind up after 2 questions as you have exceeded already your time.
Last 2 questions na lang po. Kung baga life-saver ito, sa amin sa mga Bisaya, salbabida ito. Kailangan itapon mo doon sa nangangailangan, lalo na kung hindi marunong lumangoy na nasa laot. Ano po ba?
Tama po kayo, Your Honor, lalo na po kung halimbawa ang surviving spouse ay 80, 90 na.
Kung hindi mo binigay yung salbabida na yan, para bang sinabi ng tao na nakita, mamatay ka na lang dyan. Ganun po ba? Anyway, point of information, Mr. Chair. We have a provision in the revised penal code, Article 365, reckless imprudence resulting in homicide, serious, less serious, slight, or damage to property. Para bang yung ikaw ay nagmamaneho ng sasakyan dahil hindi ka maingat, reckless ka, irresponsable ka, nasagasaan mo yung bata at namatay. Walang intensyon na patayin yung bata, pero reckless ka, nakapatay ka ng bata. Makukulong ka doon. Another point of information, Mr. Chair, under Section 3E and 3F of the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act, sa 3E lang yung government employee who caused undue injury to, for example, Mrs. Colaiko, has to suffer imprisonment for that undue injury. Yun lang po. Maraming salamat.
Okay, thank you very much, the Honorable Veloso. The Chair will now recognize the Honorable Romeo Acop. You have now the floor, Idol.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Before I proceed, may I know how much time was given to my good friend, the Honorable Velasco? Veloso.
The Honorable Veloso, 15 minutes, Your Honor.
And may I
you
know
will-
from the chair whether I would be provided the same time?
You will be
Because I've
provided.
been sitting here since this morning.
You will
I
be.
plead for 20 minutes for the Honorable Acop.
The chair will provide you more than 15 minutes. Anyway, there are now few interpellators after your turn.
Because if I'm going to be stopped from my interpellation, Mr. Chair, I would ask for a second round.
Okay, you have that right, the Honorable Acop.
Thank you. May I ask from the complainant, what was the gist of his allegation?
The Honorable Gadon, Attorney Gadon, the complainant, may answer the question of the Honorable Acop.
Pardon, Your Honor. Can we repeat the question, Your Honor, please?
May I ask from the complainant, what was the essence or the gist of his allegation against the Chief Justice?
The essence, Your Honor, ay yun pong pag-delay, pag-upo ni Justice Sereno dyan sa issue ng applications ng retirement benefits and survivorship benefits na sa pagkapaliwanag nga po kanina ni Justice Maidas, dati mabilis namang naaaksyonan. Pero nung create niya yung TWG na yan, lalong bumagal. And in fact, yun nga pong example, yung si Lola Dali Colaiko, nag-move lang nai-calendar lang ito ng NBank for approval noong ako ay nag-file na nung ako ay nag-announce na magpa-file ako ng case against Chief Justice Sereno doon sa aking press conference noong July 29. At August 8 agad-agad nilang in-schedule ng Office of the Chief Justice yung calendar nito sa NBank. And sa pagkakaalam ko po, yung si Lola Dali Colaiko ay namatay po noong September 10. At hindi niya nakuha lahat ng kanyang survivorship benefits dahil yung transmit lang ng Office of the Chief Justice yung survivorship benefits sa application noong August 8 lang. Samantalang ito ay nakabimbin na since 2016, November 2016, at ito po ay ipinasa na nga ikinol na nga ng attention ng Office of the Court Administrator ang si Chief Justice Sereno na hindi pa ito naaaksyonan. Bali, ang gist po nito is sa halip na pabilisin yung proseso ay lalo lang pinabagal dahil doon sa ginawang technical working group ni Justice Sereno. Namatay po yung survivor na si Dolly Kilaiko, Lola Dali Kilaiko. Sa madaling salita po, aanhin pa yung damo kung patay na yung kabayo.
Thank you. did you also allege in your complaint that the TWD practically shelved the petitions as they hardly convened? Did you
Yes, Your
allege that
Honor.
in your complaint?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you were speaking of a TWG?
The technical working group, Your Honor.
Yes. And did you also allege in your complaint that the inordinate delay of Respondent Sereno in resolving these applications because of her incompetence and the incompetence of her staff also showed her insensitivity, which is unconscionable? Did you also state that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. May I go to Justice Marquez? Could you please define to this body what is meant by legally the meaning of simple delay, reasonable delay, unreasonable delay, and undue delay?
Well, Your Honor, maybe a reasonable delay would mean that, well, simple delay maybe would mean that there is some time that would lapse before a certain issue can be addressed.
You're speaking of time. Tama po.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, what would be the difference of simple delay with reasonable delay?
Well, when we say reasonable delay, that means there is really a period of time necessary to address a certain issue, no? And that reasonable time necessary would be can be considered reasonable delay.
And what would be meant by unreasonable delay?
Well, unreasonable delay is there is an unreasonable period of time that has lapsed, and the issue remains pending.
And undue delay? How would you differentiate that with the other delays?
Well, undue delay may be synonymous to unreasonable delay, Your Honor.
Thank you. Tinatanong ko po ito dahil ang gist po na allegation is there was delay. Di po ba? So, in order for us to have a common understanding of what delay means, yun po dapat ang gawin natin. I-define muna natin kung ano yung delay. Tama po?
Well, nasa inyo po yun, Your Honor.
Are you aware of circular number 30-91 dated September 30, 1991? And circular number 36-97, the subject of which is reorganization and strengthening of the office of the court administrator, pursuant to PD number 828?
Well, I cannot recall exactly, Your Honor, the numbers, but if I will be shown a copy of the circular or the resolution, maybe I will be...
I will refresh your memory, Justice. Circular number 30-91 is with the subject, Guidelines on the Functions of the Office of the Court Administrator. And circular number 36-97, Reorganization and Strengthening of the Office of the Court Administrator. Siguro alam nyo na po kung ano ito, ano po.
Your Honor, the Office of the Court Administrator was created, if I'm not mistaken, sometime 1978 or 75. And you're talking about, Your Honor, of a circular issued in 1991 and 1997, if I'm not mistaken, Your Honor. So medyo baka matagal-tagal na kung nakalipas kasi 2017 na po tayo.
Yung circular number 30-91, there's a provision there that applications for compulsory retirement of judges and court personnel is a matter to be attended by the court administrator. Di ba? Yung circular number 36-97 reorganized and strengthened the office of the court administrator and created the Office of Administrative Services to provide services relating inter alia to applications for retirement. Yun po yung specific provision na interesado tayo rito. Could you remember these provisions already, Justice?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, my question is, are these circulars still effective to date, or have they been superseded or further modified by any other circular?
These circulars, after these circulars were issued in 1991 and 1997, a number of circulars were issued after that. And the subsequent circulars are supposed to harmonize or supplement past circulars unless the subsequent circulars are totally in contravention with earlier circulars. So, but with this respect, Your Honor, since it concerns retirement benefits being acted upon by the Office of the Court Administrator, up to now, we still do that. No? That is why earlier I narrated that all requests, petitions for retirement benefits are filed before the Office of the Court Administrator. And we act accordingly by, number one, requiring the claimant or the petitioner or the applicant to make sure that the petition or application is complete, all the requirements are included, and thereafter we make a determination of whether or not the petition should be granted or denied. And that is a recommendation we submit to the court.
Thank you. Is there any rule in the Supreme Court that mandates the period within which applications for retirement benefits must be resolved? Are there any period in the Supreme Court which would mandate that applications for retirement benefits must be resolved? Meron po ba?
The only rule I can think of would be what is stated in the Constitution, Your Honor, in the 1987 Constitution, which gives the Supreme Court a period of 24 months within which to resolve cases filed before the Supreme Court.
Do you consider applications for retirement cases which would be within the purview of the 24 months that the Supreme Court must decide?
In my personal opinion, Your Honor, no. Because I think when the Constitution speaks of cases, it refers to cases with justiciable issues. Cases that have to be adjudicated by the court and bank or the division. Administrative matters are, as it is called, administrative in nature. And therefore, I am not of the opinion that they come within the purview of what the Constitution provides.
Thank you. And from your knowledge, there are no rules insofar as disposition of applications for retirement benefits are concerned? None.
Well, there is no hard and fast rule, or there is no written rule for that matter, Your Honor.
Yeah. After the creation of the special committee, could you please inform this representation, in what way can the Chief Justice influence the actions or decisions of the special committee?
The special committee, Your Honor, is composed of court officials. And if I'm not mistaken, two of the members of the committee are lawyers from the Office of the Chief Justice, Your Honor.
Thank you. Let's go back to your constitutional provision. Section 15. Of Article 8, the Judicial Department. All cases or matters filed after the effectivity of this Constitution must be decided or resolved within 24 hours. Yung
24
constitutional
months.
provision did
24
not specifically state na all cases. It says all cases or matters. Now, may I ask, ano po ang definition ng matters dito? Would the application for retirement benefits be under the purview of or other matters?
Your Honor, I think especially retirement benefits are of urgent concern because it concerns the receipt of retirement benefits for those who have served government for a certain period of time to qualify them to receive retirement benefits, and it would be in contravention of existing laws if the retirement benefits will be unreasonably delayed. The giving of retirement benefits would be unreasonably delayed.
It seems that the delay would be with the creation of this special committee, because before the creation of the special committee, there was, as you have stated a while ago, expeditious processing of applications for retirement. Tama po?
Yes, Your Honor, but I don't think it should not have anything to do with the creation of committees or technical working groups. I think as a matter of policy, it is my personal opinion, my view as court administrator, that matters of this nature be resolved right away.
Justice, tinitingnan po natin kung saan po yung delay na ina-allege ni Attorney Gadon. So, para bang yung presentation nyo kanina, sinabi niya nung wala pa yung special committee, mabilis po yung proseso. 271 cases. Tama po?
Yun. Tama po yun.
Tapos nung na-create yung special committee, sinabi po ninyo na yung
Naantala
kaso,
po.
2 years, 1 year plus, yun po ang
Tama po
sinasabi
yun.
ninyo.
Tama
And
po
therefore, from an observer's point of view, ang cost nun, yung special committee.
Maari po.
Tama. Can we conclude that the creation of the special committee was the
It may
reason
have
for
caused the delay, Your Honor.
Yes, thank you. But would you agree with me, Justice, that the creation of the special committee was in accordance with law?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. And would you agree with me that if the delay is caused by a special committee, you cannot attribute that personally to the Chief Justice unless you can prove that the creation of the special committee was tainted with malice?
I wouldn't have sufficient knowledge, Your Honor, to reach a conclusion. Because so many things can happen, Your Honor, when a committee is created.
There's a question bugging me, Mr. Justice. Hindi ba ito, lumabas lang ito because there were two schools of thought insofar as the interpretation of the provisions of RA 9946 is concerned. Tama po. Kasi meron nun na hindi dapat i-include yung namatay before a certain date. Tama po, di ba? May sinabi nyo kanina sa inyong briefing.
Sabi ko po doon sa aking presentation, dalawa po ang naging batayan, no? Kung bakit po pinapayagan makatanggap ng benepisyo ang mga surviving spouses. First basis would be Section 3B of RA 9946, which categorically states and allows granting of benefits to surviving spouses of judges who died prior to the effectivity of the said amendatory law. That is the first basis, Your Honor. The second basis, Your Honor, would be jurisprudence as decided by the Supreme Court in 271 instances. So, dalawa po yung batayan.
Was there a question of law insofar as 9946 is concerned?
Well, you can say there was a question of law because the court decided these matters in accordance with law.
And that question of law was decided by Justice Martires?
Hindi po. Bago po Justice Martires, yung 271 instances po by the different justices, by the court and bank po. pero iba-iba po yung justices in charge or members in charge. But there was a consistent decision on those cases, Your Honor.
And kindly tell me, Justice, would the decisions of the special committee be decided by the Chief Justice alone or by the court en banc?
No, Your Honor. In fact, the two memoranda of the committee, Memorandum A and Memorandum B, were both submitted to the Supreme Court en banc as narrated in the ponencia of Justice Martires.
No, I am referring to any decision of the special committee regarding the applications for retirement. Would it be to the decision of the Chief Justice alone or by the court en banc?
Court en banc po. The committee cannot decide. The committee can only recommend.
And therefore, bottom line po, ang nagde-decide po regarding retirement benefits would be the court en banc.
That is right, Your Honor.
No more questions, Mr. Chair.
Salamat din po.
Thank you, the Honorable Acop. We now recognize Representative Villanueva.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chair. To Justice Marquez, yung RA 910 does not grant survivorship benefits to spouses of deceased judges or justices, di po ba?
Yung 9946 po.
Ang 9946, nung naipasa ng February 11, 2010,
Yun po ang nagbigay ng
nagbigay
survivorship.
ngayon ng benepisyo sa mga surviving spouses.
Tama
Ano?
po yun. Yung 910 po.
Kasama na pati yung adjustment sa retirement benefits ng mga retiring judges and justices. Ano po ba ang pagkaintindi? Tama ko ba yun?
Yung 910 po,
Wala pong survivorship.
Walang survivorship po
dito.
yun.
Nung naipasa po yung 9946 in February 11, 2010,
Doon po
nagkaroon ng
nagkaroon.
survivorship benefits sa surviving spouses ng mga deceased judges and justices at pati na yung adjustment sa mga retirement
automatic
benefits.
pension, adjustment ng pension po.
So, nung naipasa po yung batas na ito, nasa OCA na po ba kayo nun?
Nasa OCA na po ako, kung 2010 po yan, ka-appoint ko lang pong court administrator.
Ang sabi po ninyo dati, ang OCA ang nagre-receive ng mga
tumatanggap po.
petitions
Tama po
for
yun.
survivorship benefits,
Yes, Your Honor.
retirement benefits. Basta yung mga benefits patungkol sa batas na ito ng mga judges and justices. Hanggang ilang taon po yun na ibig sabihin, hanggang ilang taon po na nangyari na nasa OCA yung pagpo-process ng mga petitions for...
Ay, ever since po, hanggang ngayon po, OCA pa rin ho ang tumatanggap
Pwede
ng
pong ipaliwanag nyo sa amin ng dahan-dahan para makita ng taong bayan. Halimbawa, isa akong surviving spouse ng isang justice or judge, pupunta muna ako sa office nyo.
Okay, liwanagin ko lang po, ang jurisdiction ng Office of the Court Administrator is only with regard judges of the first and second level courts. So kung kayo po ay byudo o byuda ng justice ng Court of Appeals, doon po kayo sa Court of Appeals pupunta. Kung Court of Tax Appeals, doon po kayo sa Court of Tax Appeals pupunta. Kung Supreme Court or Sandigan Bayan, doon po kayo pupunta sa Supreme Court or Sandigan Bayan.
When you say first and second level, yung MTC and RTC.
Sa first level po, meron po tayong 4 na klaseng hukuman. Metropolitan Trial Courts, which you find in the National Capital Judicial Region. Municipal Trial Courts in cities, which you find in cities outside Metro Manila. Municipal Trial Courts, which you find in municipalities. And Municipal Circuit Trial Courts, or MCTC, which services adjoining municipality. So, 4 po ang klase ng first level court. Ang second level court naman po, ang tinatawag nating regional trial court.
Yun po ang saklaw ng inyong kapangyarihan.
Ng aming supervision po.
Yes.
Apo.
Na magproseso ng kanilang mga
Retirement benefits po.
retirement benefits, ano po. Ano po ang ginawa ng Office of Court Administrator nung naipasa yung batas para maipagbigay alam sa mga surviving spouse na mayroong batas na ito na magbebenepisyo sila? Nagkaroon po ba ng information dissemination?
Parang sa dyaryo lang ho yata lumabas yung...
Basta kung hindi nabasa ng isang halimbawa, yung byuda o byudo, nauwi na sa probinsya niya at walang dyaryo doon, hindi niya malalaman, di po ba?
Maari ho. Maari
So,
po.
maaring attribute natin ng delay, una sa pag-process ng application. Hindi niya agad nalaman na may batas na gano'n, nahuli siya ng pagpapile. Ano po ang pinaka... sa surviving spouse po, sa survivorship benefit, ilang taon ang pinakamatagal bago nag-file ang isang surviving spouse sa records ninyo? Kasi po, base sa mga edad ng mga surviving spouses, may 92. Ibig sabihin, at the age of 70, nagretiro. 10 years after, saka siya namatay. 8 to 12 years yung gap ng age nila, di ba? Meron po ba kayong datos? Yung mga application, mga dates ng application?
Meron po.
Mga
meron po.
petsa.
Doon po sa... Actually, doon po sa aking liham kay Chief Justice Sereno.
Hindi nyo ba po ba pwedeng ilagay doon? Ano yung date of application?
Okay.
Ilang buwan bago pinroseso ng OCA, bago nakarating sa court and bank, para malaman natin gaano talaga katagal
Nandun po
yung
yun
delay.
sa ano? Nandun po yun sa aking sulat. Sinabit ko po yung...
Unfortunately, hindi pa po kami furnished ng copy ninyo.
Apa.
Nasa secretariat pa rin. Pwede po bang magbigay yung 5 randomly selected surviving spouse application?
Yung natapos na po?
Yung 5 sinabi nyo na random, anong date ng application nila, kailan na process, kailan na i-submit sa court and bank?
Ito pong napili nating random na 5, no, na na-approve na po. Kabilang po ito sa 271 applications approved by the court and bank. Karamihan ho dito,
yung pong petsa ng kanilang application,
wala ho pala dito. Ang nandito
din.
po dated, submitted to the court and bank. No? Pero yung kanilang date of application, hindi po namin nailagay. Pwede ho kaming gumawa ng siguro study at isasubmit po namin sa committee.
pero inyo pong kiniklaim na nung kayo ang nagpo-proseso, madali lang. Mabilis.
Depende rin ho kasi yun sa applicant, Your Honor.
Once yung requirements na isinabit kompleto na,
Pag kompleto na ho yung requirements niya,
diretso na po sa clerk of court and bank na yan, di ba?
well, gagawa po kami ng memorandum. Ang
Okay.
Office of the Court Administrator either recommending the denial or the granting of the retirement
Okay,
benefits.
doon ako interesado. Paano po kayo nagre-recommend for denial?
Pag nakita ho natin na hindi siya qualified, no?
Paano siya hindi qualified siya?
Halimbawa, meron ng surviving spouse na hindi pala siya legitimate spouse, hindi siya kasal.
Ibig sabihin, hindi siya
Wala
kasal.
siyang marriage certificate po. Wala siyang maipakitang marriage certificate.
Do you mean to say that the deceased judge has other spouse other than the applicant? Ganun ba ibig mong kahulugan dyan? Kasi kung kahit hindi sila kasal, para sa akin, lehitimo pa rin yun, di ba?
Maliwanag po kasi doon sa batas na nakalagay po doon surviving legitimate spouse.
By legitimate, meaning
Pag sinabi
kasal.
po nating legitimate, dapat po kasal.
So,
Meron ho kasing mga judges.
Ano pa po ba ang mga dahilan bukod pa doon na pwedeng
Halimbawa, yung
ma-disapprove?
yung mga applications, so, merong mga tampered applications. Tampered, halimbawa, yung marriage certificate. So, bine-verify po namin yun eh.
Sa NSO, sa PSA, ano po? Okay.
So, tinitingnan po namin lahat ng mga...
So, assuming lahat kompleto, above board yung dokumentong isinabmit, pagdating sa inyo, saan po siya tutuloy? Yung mga
Sa amin ho, pagka-kompleto, madali lang ho yun kasi meron na po kaming template ng ng recommendation for granting eh. So pagka na-submit na po, napirmahan na po ng court administrator yung recommendation, pumupunta po yon sa Office of the Clerk of Court and Bank.
raffle na,
para i-raffle
For
po sa member in charge.
Or it's approval na. Approval
Yes,
na yun.
Your Honor. Apo.
Pero yung hanggang kailan po yun nangyari? Bago itinayo yung special committee.
Yes, Your Honor. Yung 271 approved applications happened between 2010, from the time the law took effect until before October 2015, before the special committee was created.
So, kinreate na itong special committee, tumagal ang proseso. Kasi nagkaroon ng additional layer ng proseso eh. Ano po
Well,
ba?
hindi ko ho kasi ina-attribute yun doon sa additional layer lang kung talagang merong additional layer. Kasi yung committee itself po, nandun naman po yun sa decision ni Justice Martires, nagkaroon din ho sila ng, ng problema eh. Hindi rin po sila magkasundo kung anong gagawin doon sa mga applicants whose judges or spouses died before the law took effect. Meron po kasing mga miyembro ng special committee.
Isa pong interesting na bagay yan, samantalang nakapagproseso na kayo simula nung naipaso yung batas at in 2015, biglang nag-submit ng question of law ang komite. Sino ba talaga ang kwalipikadong magbe-benefit sa batas na ito? Yung Memorandum A at Memorandum B nyo, yun ang naging yari, di ba ba? Ng
Okay.
special committee?
Yes, Your Honor.
Pakipaliwanag nyo nga po yun para makita ng taong bayan anong ibig sabihin nun.
Yung committee po, kung hindi ako nagkakamali, baka they are composed of 7 members. Meron ho ako. The special committee is composed of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 members. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 members po, no?
Diba, clear ko lang yung premise ko, Bagamat kayo'y nakapag-proseso na, nakapag-approve na, nakapagbayad na kayo ng benefits for survivorship ng hanggang
Approved na po ng
2015,
justices ng Supreme Court.
na hanggang 2015, nung na-create yung special committee, kino-question ngayon
Tama, parang
kung
ganun.
sino ba talaga ang dapat makinabang sa batas na ito.
Ang i-rephrase ko po yung tanong nyo, kung dapat po bang makinabang ang mga asawa ng mga judges at justices na namatay bago February 11, 2010.
Nakapag-proseso na po kayo dyan, di po ba?
Yes, Your Honor. 271 cases
So meaning, yung previous acts nyo ay kino-question ngayon ng special committee. Parang ganun ang kahulugan yan.
Hindi ko po previous act. Previous act po ng Korte Suprema. Hindi po. Ng Korte Suprema. Opo.
Ng Supreme Court, dahil ang Supreme Court ang nag-approve eh.
That's right, Your Honor.
So in 2015 ba, mali ito, sabi ng special committee.
Tama po yun.
Hindi dapat makinabang yung mga deceased judges, spouses of deceased judges, even at the time of the law was approved. Hindi
Yes, sir.
sila kasali sa batas.
Tama po kayo.
Kino-question yung retrospective application ng batas, di po ba? Parang
By the
ganon.
Supreme Court, Your Honor. Tama po kayo.
Inaprobahan na ng Supreme Court yan.
In
Anong
200
kapangyarihan ng special committee para gawin yon? At nagkaroon pa ng dalawang memorandum ngayon, A and B, opposing memorandum, na sabi ni Justice Martires, bakit kino-question nyo pa yung batas? Wala naman dapat questionin.
Tama po kayo, Your Honor.
Ano kaya ang kahulugan po ng ginawa na yun ng special committee?
Hindi ko rin po alam, Your Honor.
Hindi po ba yun pagsaklaw sa hindi nila karapatan?
Maari po, Your Honor.
Ano ang disciplinary action na ginawa ng Supreme Court sa mga ginawang yun ng special committee?
Wala pa pong investigation dito, Your Honor. Kasi kalalabas lang po nung desisyon ng Supreme Court nitong September 19, 2017. Doon ko nga lang po naintindihan yung buong picture.
Nakakagulat po kasi yung naging kapangyarihan ng special committee. Bagamat nakapagdesisyon na, nakapagpasya na ang
Korte
Supreme
Suprema.
Court, na-approve na ang mga applications dito, biglang pagdating sa kanila ng mga
Tigil.
succeeding application, tigil natin, let us interpret the law.
Hindi yata ganito sinasabi ng batas, sabi ng special committee. So nag-away
Hindi na-
ngayon.
Tama.
Nag-away ngayon ang kanilang opinion.
Yung mga members
At
po,
nakaabot ngayon sa sala or sa division ni Justice Martirez, siya ang
sa kanya po na
nagsulat,
na-raffle.
siya ang
Opo.
naging ponente.
Siya po ang member in charge.
Hindi na kailangan pag-usapan pa yan, sabi niya.
Yes, Your Honor. At
Kasi
yan po
kung-
ang naging unanimous decision ng ating kataas-tasang hukuman. Na at this time, there is no need to revisit the rule.
Sa ngayon po, nakita na. Wala nang, hindi na kailangan.
Kaya nga po,
Hindi na napapanahon, sabi niya.
Kaya
Wala
nga
pa sa
po-
panahon na rebisahin pa yung batas.
Kaya nga po,
Ano ngayon ang mga ginagawa po ng special committee sa mga sinasabing nadidelay na application for survivorship benefits?
Ako po ay umaasa na ito pong 29 applications na pending sa kanila noon, dapat ibigay na nila yan sa court and bank para mailabas na
Ano
po.
nga po ba yung petsa ng memorandum ninyo citing the 29
January
application?
12, 2017 po, Your Honor.
So kailan po ina-actionan ngayon ng special committee yan?
Ngayon, well, ang tingin ko ho, no, kasi hindi naman ho ako privy sa kanilang mga ginawa. Ang tingin ko ho, nirefer lang po nila yan sa mga justices sometime August 2017 na po eh. Kasi
Lahat yung 23, count nyo?
yung 29
Yung
po.
nasa, 29 yung nando sa inyong memorandum.
Yes, Your Honor. Kasi
So
po,
ilan na po ngayon ang nasa NBank? Sa mga
ako po,
29 applications
umaasa
na-
po ako na sana lahat nasa NBank na eh.
Kasi wala namang dahilan para pigilan,
Correct.
para hindi
In fact-
mabayaran, di po ba?
In fact, yung 12 po, lumabas na noong November 7, 2017.
So malinaw yung special
Your Honor,
committee.
If Your Honor, please. Definitely, hindi niya alam yung mga sagot doon kasi he's not part of the committee, nor is he being consulted about it.
With due respect to the chair.
We will call the appropriate persons on this para mas makuha natin yung facts rather than yung mga opinions.
Gusto ko lang pong maliwanagan kasi magkaroon ako ng enlightenment na nung wala pa yung special committee, hindi naman ganun ang...
Palagay ko malinaw
hindi
na po yun, Your Honor.
Di po ba? Ngayon,
Tama po yun.
nagkaroon ng special committee na ang purpose, kailangan mapabilis palalo, but the objective was not attained. Apparently, di ba? Lalong bumagal.
Tama po.
Kaya, siguro po, pagdating na lang ng special committee chair, saka natin
Tama po.
tatanong. Or, wala naman kayo sa katayuan na sagutin anong disciplinary action na nagawa ng Supreme Court laban sa special committee, di po ba?
Wala pa akong alam na merong disciplinary action or even inquiry on what took the committee that period of delay. No?
Meron po kasing isa, last na lang po ito, Chair.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Chair. Merong naipasa sa aking impormasyon, isang batas na kailan lang naipasa. Sandali, titignan ko. Ito, Republic Act 10154. An act requiring all concerned government agencies to ensure the early release of the retirement pay, pensions, gratuities, and other benefits of retiring government employees. Doon sa section 2 ng batas na yon, ang sinasabi po the DBM shall ensure the release of the government within 30 days from the date of the actual retirement of said employee. Hindi po nangyayari sa Supreme Court ito kasi mayroon sarili kayong palatuntunan doon. Ano po ba? Ang sinasabi naman ng batas is to all retiring government agencies, all branches.
Your Honor, parang mahirap po masunod to kasi sinasabi kung narinig ko po kayo ng tama na dapat maibigay within 30 days from the time they retire. No? Minsan hindi pa ho kumpleto yung kanilang application eh.
Yun ang magiging recording period. Once the documents, requirements are completed,
Tama po yun.
saka mo
Naari na po
nabilangin
yun.
ngayon yung prescription
Yun.
period.
Doon po
Kaya,
tatakbo.
naayon sa tanong ni Congressman Acop na ano yung delay.
May I just add something,
Di po ba?
Mr. Chair?
Point of
Okay lang
information,
sa
Mr.
akin
Chair.
na magdagdag si...
May I just
Honorable-
add something, Mr. Chair?
Anyway
Because
naman,
that is in connection with the question of Congressman
yung konting
Villanueva.
oras ko natitira po, ibibigay ko na kay
That
Congressman
is the
Batucati.
Congressman Villanueva.
Maraming salamat.
Because the problem here, Mr. Chair, is he quoted the law. And I happen to read that law. In that law, 120 days before the filing, the retirement of the employee should have completed all the requirements. Now, have you done anything, to inform all the judges that justices that you see you'll be retiring this month? 120 days before that, submit all documents. Do you have any memorandum circular to that effect to implement that law?
Meron po kaming ganun pag compulsory retirement po, 6 months to 1 year.
Okay.
Nagpa-file na po ng mga papers nila yung mga judges.
So, what with respect to the survivorship benefits, wala po.
Yung survivorship po, Your Honor, kasi that will depend on kung mamamatay yung judge. So hindi natin malalaman po yun.
Kung namamatay, so kung namatay lang po, so they have to apply din yung mga...
Your Honor, hindi sila pwede mag-apply before that.
yes nga. Okay, ito pa. Kanina we quoted, We quoted a constitutional provision within which the Supreme Court should decide cases, di ba? Meron po 'yon. Under our Constitution, 24 months po 'yon. Tama. Okay, pero correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Justice. If I remember my law right and my jurisprudence right, and it so happens I graduated 20 years ago, ito ay sinasabing directory lamang. Ang gustong sabihin, linagay sa Constitution, ang desisyon ng Korte Suprema dapat matapos within 24 months. Pag sinumiti po sa Korte Suprema ng isang mga naglalaban sa kaso, nakasaad po sa Constitution, dapat sa 2 taon, madesisyonan yan ng Korte Suprema. Pero, ang Korte Suprema mismo nagdesisyon na ang sabi nila, yung sinasaad ng Constitution ay hindi yan mandatory. Hindi dapat yan talagang masunod. Ito ay directory lang daw. Tama po ba ako?
Ang isa pa pong nakasaad sa saligang batas ay 24 months from the time the case is submitted for decision. Opo.
That's right.
So it doesn't necessarily mean that when you file a petition today, that case should be decided within 2 years from today.
Yes. Ito po, ang pinag-uusapan po natin mga kababayan dito ay pag nasubmiti mo na, wala na ho tayong lahat ng papeles, sinumiti mo na sa Korte Suprema, ayaan mo na silang magdesisyon.
Your Honor, we're talking of retirement benefits, not decisions,
Because, Mr.
Para lang
Chairman,
malinaw.
with due respect, Mr. Chairman, the Justice Maidas here included all other matters in that provision para within 24 months na mag-decide. So, ang gusto ko mapaliwanagan po dito, di po ba, nakalagay ko sa Constitution natin, ano ba yung sinabay mo? All cases,
Anyway,
matters referred to
siguro
the Supreme Court.
Hindi po sa akin galing yun, Your Honor.
Okay. So all cases and other matters referred to the Supreme Court should be decided within 24 months after submission for resolution.
Time it is submitted for decision.
Pero ang sinasabi ko lang po, ito ay hindi naman po ito mandatory. Ang gustong
Sa
sabihin
akin
ito,
po,
directory lang po to.
Sa akin po, katulad ng nabanggit ko kanina, my personal view is matters of retirement are not included in that provision.
So
that
in
the
that
court
provision-
should have to decide or resolve that immediately.
So in other words, with respect to administrative matters like retirement benefit, hindi po dapat masama dito sa mga desisyon na...
Yun po ang personal opinion ko, Your Honor.
Okay. Pero yung sinasabi ng Korte Suprema na itong provision to ng Constitution, directory is still a good law.
Meron pong ganong jurisprudence.
It's still a good law. It has not yet overturned.
It hasn't been overturned, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Maraming salamat.
Mr. Chair, short manifestation lang. Gusto ko lang po sana makahingi ng kopya ng mga retirement benefits or survivorship benefits na nasa kamay ng special committee. Pagdating po nila dito, umaaring, di ba ba
Yun ho yung sinabi ni Attorney Marquez na confidential kanya. Sinubmit na nasa atin pero it is
ang
in a
kailangan
sealed
lamang
envelope.
po ay yung date of application
That
when
can be
the
supplied.
special
That
committee
can be supplied
have received.
That can be supplied. Can you please expand your presentation para ma-reflect doon yung time that the applicant has completed the requirements for you to start the initial process?
Gagawin ko po yun, Your Honor, pero point of clarification lang po. Doon po sa aking liham dated January 12, 2017, ang sinulat ko lang po doon, 29 applications. Kasi po, as of that time, January 2017, yun lang po ang pending doon.
Please incorporate all others that
That are
were,
pending before the special committee, Mr. Chair.
Hindi na, isama na natin
Isama na lahat.
Isama na
Para
natin
makita
lahat.
natin kung nasan po yung pagbalam ng kanilang approval ng payment.
Okay, please
Sige po.
submit that.
Isasubmit po
Your
namin
Honor.
yung meron po kaming records, no? Kasi baka mamaya,
In fact, siguro what it would be better if we require the special committee to submit this. Kasi at this point in time, sila na may tangan ng baton, ika nga, and it would seem to me that Attorney Marquez is out of the loop when you talk of these retirement benefits. So we will require this from either Attorney Gombio or Attorney Fabian, who seem to be in control of this special committee and or technical working groups. So I hereby direct the COMSEC to issue the necessary invitation and or subpoena duces tecum on this documents, to include date when the OCA submitted its recommendation after the documentary requirements have been fully submitted or complied with by the applicant.
Salamat po, Mr. Chair.
Okay, so doon lang meron lang akong dalawang question kasi ang daming may mga recommendation na pinagbasihan na conflicting. Sinong gumawa ng recommendation na yun? And who signed those recommendations, if you know?
Yung mga members po ng special committee.
So yung
naghati po
isa ay sino ang nag-recommend at yung pangalawa sino nag-recommend na nagtalo-talo?
Okay. Dalawang memorandums po yun, Memorandum A at Memorandum B.
Okay.
So, dun ho,
Sa una,
Memorandum A, granting the retirement
sino
benefits.
po ang nakapirma dyan?
Lahat ho nakapirma, pero yung tatlo na hindi ho sumasang-ayon doon, meron ho silang nilagay na...
Sino yung tatlo?
Sa Memorandum A, they recommend the approval, no, of the retirement benefits. Pero Annalie R. Papagombio, I disagree. Please see separate memorandum.
Okay.
Eden Candelaria signed, which means she agrees with the approval. Corazon G. Ferrer Flores signed, which means she agrees with approval. Maria Regina AFM Ignacio signed, which means she agrees with approval. Caridad A. Pabello, member, signed, which means she agrees with approval. Lilian Baribalco, member, signed, which means she agrees with approval. Charina Samonte Villanueva, member, please see separate memo on survivorship and pension benefits. Jocelyn T.
Which means
she disagrees
she disagrees.
with approval.
And,
If I may add, Your
Fabian.
Honor,
What about Fabian?
Jocelyn T. Fabian, member, respectfully disagree. Please see separate memo on survivorship, pension benefits. If I may add, Your Honor.
Then the second memorandum, who Is there a separate memorandum?
Memorandum B, Your Honor.
So you have the documents with you.
Just copies of the document, Your Honor.
Please submit to the committee. Anyway, on the second memorandum, who are the authors of this memo?
The second memorandum wherein where the retirement benefits are being denied, the recommendation is for denial. It is signed by Chairperson Annalie R. Papagombio. And then Eden T. Candelaria, Vice Chairperson, see separate memo for grant of survivorship benefits.
So it is the reverse.
Reverse po.
So essentially, dun sa second memo, si Gombio, Pabian, and Samonte all recommends
Villanueva.
disapproval,
Apa.
while Candelaria, Flores, Ignacio, Pabello, Baribalco recommended
Approval.
the approval.
Tama
so yun lang ang...
5-3.
5-3, yes.
If I may add, Your Honor, si Annalie Papagombio po is with the Office of the Clerk of Court. Eden Candelaria is a senior official of the court. She heads the administrative services. In fact, she will be retiring this December. Corazon G. Ferrer Flores is the head of our finance office, FMBO. She is also a senior official of the court. Maria Regina AFM Ignacio is also a senior official, recently appointed assistant court administrator. Caridad Pabello is also a senior official. She heads the administrative office of the court administrator. Lilian Baribalco is also a senior official of the court. Has been with the court for a long time and recently also appointed assistant court administrator. And then the two other members, Attorney Samonte Villanueva and Attorney Jocelyn Fabian, both lawyers from the Office of the Chief Justice.
When were they hired by the Supreme Court? In particular, Gombio, how long has he
Si Attorney Gombio po, medyo matagal-tagal na rin, but she's with the Office of the Clerk of Court.
Itong si Samonte, Attorney Samonte and Fabian.
If I'm not mistaken, Your Honor, Attorney Samonte Villanueva joined the court in 2012. While
After the Chief Justice...
upon her appointment as Chief Justice.
Okay. And Fabian?
And Fabian maybe 2012, 2013. Also after the assumption of the Chief Justice as Chief Justice.
Okay. On another point, SC Memorandum Order number 43-2015, is there any unbanked resolution authorizing the three, namely Chief Justice Sereno, Associate Justice Carpio, and Associate Justice Velasco to issue this memorandum order?
You mean, Your Honor, to create the committee?
Yes.
There is a blanket resolution from the court.
What is that resolution? Do you have a copy?
I don't have a copy now, but I can inform the committee, Your Honor, the Secretariat, of this resolution of the court, which delegates the creation of committees to the three justices, the three senior justices, Your Honor.
And in that resolution that you are mentioning, is there any provision therein that authorizes just the Chief Justice to create any and all subcommittees and or technical working groups? In other words, that is a delegated authority. Is there a further delegation of that authority on the Chief Justice alone and not to the three members and not to the two other chair of the two other divisions?
I think, Your Honor, I am not very sure, but I think the Chief Justice is authorized
So
to...
please submit the same so that this will clarify these matters on the authorities of the three justices of the Supreme Court plus the further authority to delegate. I hope this will not be considered undue delegation because this is a constitutional provision that authorizes the Supreme Court and bank. I do not know if this can be further delegated by the unbank without violating the principle of delegation of powers. Okay, so we now recognize sino na? Congressman Gonzaga, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Justice Marquez, you clearly stated earlier the two laws, the Republic Act 910 and the Republic Act 9946. You also established the fact that after the application or the effectivity of this Republic Act 9946, may issue na lumabas. Yung whether or not yung judge na namatay prior to the effectivity of 9946, makaka-avail ba sila doon sa survivorship benefits, right?
Yung asawa po nila.
Okay, so walang problema doon sa namatay after the effectivity. Yung
Tama po
problema doon sa prior to the effectivity.
Tama po yun.
Tapos, may opposite view na sabi mo. Yung sabi mo na there is this opposite view na dapat prospective yung application ng 9946. Correct?
Ganito po yung nangyari, no? Kasi nga po naantala yung pagresolba dito sa mga 29 petitions na to. Kaya nagtanong ako kung ano nangyayari. Ang sabi po sa akin ng ibang members, yun nga, nagkakaproblema sila doon sa special committee at TWG. Kaya pending po sa kanila. So, nung nalaman ko po yun, sumulat po ako. Yun nga po yung sulat ko na dated January 12, 2017. But, since hindi po ako sigurado kung ano talagang pinag-aawayan ng mga members ng committee, ang nakasaad po sa aking sulat, sinabi ko na lang po, nakiusap na lang po ako sa punong maestrado na kung pwede, i-resolve na right away yung issue. Whether they will grant or deny. Para naman po yung mga nag-aantay, maliwanagan. Kahit i-deny, at least alam nilang denied, wala na silang aasahan, no? Neto ko na lang po naliwanagan later on, nung lumabas na po yung decision ni Justice, yung resolution ni Justice Martires. Kasi po, nung binasa ko po yung resolution ni Justice Martires, doon po nakasaad yung Memorandum A at Memorandum B na nagpapatunay na talagang yung mga members ng committee na hindi naman justices ng Supreme Court ay nagtatalo. Kaya yun po siguro ang naging rason kung bakit po naantala ang resolution ng mga 29 different petitions.
Okay, okay, thank you, Justice Marquez. Doon sa sinabi mong Memorandum A at saka Memorandum B, yun ang memorandum na in-issue ng hindi members ng special committee. Correct? Yung special committee naman is a creation because of this delegation of powers, which in fact read by Honorable Belmonte with regard to creation of special committees. Rule 2 ba yun, yung sinabi mo kanina? Pero doon sa Rule 2 na binasa ni Congressman Belmonte, hindi nakasaad doon yung creation ng technical working group. Correct?
Your Honor, parang hindi ako sigurado kung yung binasa po ni Congressman Kit Belmonte ay yung resolution na nasa isip ko eh. Maaring hindi po yun eh. Baka iba po.
Okay. Okay, thank you. My next question is with regard to your letter. You said you sent letter to the Office of the Chief Justice dated January 12, 2017.
That is right, Your Honor.
Nakalagay doon yung 29 applicants.
Yes, Your
It
Honor.
must be acted with urgency.
That's right, Your Honor.
Sinabi mo naman na hindi ka sinagot ni Chief Justice.
Wala po akong natanggap na sagot.
While not receiving any response from the Office of the Chief Justice, pwede ba nating malaman ano ba ang ginawa mo after a while na hindi ka nakatanggap ng response from the Office of the Chief Justice?
Sir, nag-follow up na lang po ako kung ano nangyayari doon sa mga retirement benefits.
Did you go to the Office of the Chief Justice and ask personally what happened to what was the response of your letter, if there is any?
Hindi po kasi parang hindi naman po maganda yon na yung court administrator kakatok doon sa tanggapan ng punong maestrado at tatanungin ano nang ginawa nyo doon sa aking liham.
Nung may kunento ka rito, yung opening, yung allegedly the opening of GDO sa Cebu, Region 7, sabi mo dito na you were not informed. Doon mo nalang nalaman that it was really a creation of an office.
Well, I was not informed until I was instructed to fly to Cebu City.
Okay, that's correct.
For the launch.
Parang sa tingin ko, may problema ka sa Office of the Chief Justice.
Hindi ko po alam yon.
Mo alam?
Dahil ako po
Kasi
naman
sabi mo,
nagtatrabaho lamang. No?
You're the court administrator. Isa ka sa senior official ng Supreme Court. GDO is an official, allegedly, GDO is an arcaw, misnomer, yan yung tawag natin dyan, di ba? Kung arcaw yan, that is an important office to be created, to be filled up by the Supreme Court and bank. Ikaw yung under naman doon sa batas na ginawa nung N-Bank, it was Administrative Circular number 06-11-09, particularly Section 5, ikaw yung pinaka-head, correct? Nung nakita natin yung creation ng GDO, parang tinanggal ka. Actually, tinanggal ka talaga. Because ang GDO officer, in the person of Judge Ekong then, ay magre-report na diretso sa Office of the Chief Justice. Nakikita mo yan, di ba?
Opo.
So, sabi ko sa'yo, parang hindi maganda yung relasyon mo sa Office of the Chief
Ganito
Justice.
po yun, Your Honor. I've always handed it to the Chief Justice, whoever the Chief Justice is at a particular point in time. Discretion po niya, no, kung gamitin niya ako o gamitin niya yung ibang court officials. Pero meron din naman po, hanggang ngayon, minsan sa akin po itinatawag at ako po naman ang ginagamit na official para tumugon sa mga ibang usapin. No? So hindi ko rin ho alam kung talaga bang out of the loop or talaga bang baka naman naisip niya busy ako kaya doon niya ibibigay sa iba. I respect the Chief Justice, no? Kung ano po ang kanyang desisyon.
Either way, pwede yung busy ka lang, pwede din yung wala ka nang pakirito, Chief Court Administrator Maidas. Pwede yan,
yes,
di ba?
Your Honor. Pero kasi meron din, katulad po recently, nung sumulat po si Secretary Aguirre and requesting that the Maute cases be transferred out of Mindanao. Ako po yung unang tinawagan para mag-submit ng comment. In fact, I was given a non-extendable period of 2 days to comment on the request of Secretary Aguirre.
So, anong nangyari sa comment mo?
Sinabit ko po.
So, what was your comment, if we may?
Ang akin pong recommendation ay ilipat sa Taguig, yung kaso from Marawi.
And did the Chief Justice listen to your recommendation?
Well, eventually, the court decided to transfer the case to Taguig.
Now, prior to that, may comment ka, di ba? So, ganito nangyari. This is my personal view. From my own perspective, ang nakikita ko, parang iba yung, parang si Justice Maidas as court administrator, parang nababypass. Yun ang tingin ko, based sa chronology of events na nangyari sa loob ng Supreme Court. Nagiging manner, nagiging behavior na, if it is correct.